Guys, we're set. We're live. Please set the stage. Quick. Guys, hurry. Jack, can you call GY? Call GY.
No. Okay, I'm coming. Wait. Hey, you're live already, ah? What the hell? Okay. Hey, move this back. It's supposed to be here. Alright, guys. The X. Alright.
Sound check. Sound check.
Okay, sound good. Okay. Check.
Speak on the mic.
Alright, test mic, test. No, can the check it, make sure it's on. Can you guys hear me? Alright, what are you gonna do? You gonna bend again? She always does that. Okay. Are you guys here? Alright, so please say hello to everyone. We are just getting ready now. We just set the stage for the fourth and final day of our live training recording. Okay, so for those of you who are just joining us, first of all, why you're joining us only on the fourth day, but nevertheless, you're here, welcome. We are currently filming a $2,000 product called the QiMen Divinity program, the Abundance Blueprint. So we've been, the last couple of days, those of you who were here, how many of you were here since day one? Right, cool, it's so good to see you all back here again. We're just waiting for more people to join us right now, and the stage is set now. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, this is called the back of the panel, okay, this back panel where you guys are getting a seat right behind where my camera crew right now is sitting. Okay, we have about 13, I think 14 people in this room right now, and more will be joining us in this evening.
Coaches are online.
Coaches online, okay, cool. All right, so what happens is you guys are now getting a back room seat here where you could see me filming the rest of the modules today, but this is not the final product. I need you to understand. Although today is supposed to be and will be the most important lessons of the entire product. Usually, when we're filming a product, the climax, right, the biggest takeaways, the important contents usually on towards the end of the course, right? So this is it, right? So I'm going to do that. I'll attempt to do that today. Right here, this is the front of the actual stage where the cameras are on this side, and I will be filming here. Okay, so I'll be here to talk about the content, and I'll not be looking at you guys. I'm looking at the camera here, and of course I can see some of your these chats that's coming up right now, and then but mostly I'll be doing my course here today, because this camera here and the camera on top allows me to show you and how we're going to read a chart and actually do the exercises together and put all the stuff that we've been doing the last 3 days together. So you know, that's why there's a lot of this filming, and although today is bridging all the 3 days together, all the missing links should be put together, make QiMen really practical and easy to apply. But I need to tell you this is not the final product, okay? This is not the final product. This is the we just did most of the core of the product, and as you can see from the last couple of days, there's still a lot to do, and based on the questions, there could be refilming of the lessons that you saw. There could be, and there definitely will be additional modules that will be added as I understand more from the question and the feedback, and that's how a great product is done. It's based on the needs of the students who are using the product, which is most important, okay? So just so you know, okay, you're here, you're a first timer here, or whoever is in this room right now, we have so many people who registered for our live training. Replays are available, so you can replay it. However, during the replay, if you're watching a replay, you're not going to watch this next 3 to 4 hours here, or 5 hours. I don't know how long we'll be spending tonight, because I intend to finish the product. So replays are limited. We will be removing the replays by the 31st, because then we got to start making the product, so we can't keep it up here. And the second thing is, if you're watching the replay, you cannot ask the questions live here. You can, but no one will be answering you, okay? If you're doing it live right now, I can see the questions. I can see, you guys here talking to me. That's why I keep looking at the screen here. Hi. Thank you. So it's good to see you guys here. So and you want to watch it live because I have a lot of important giveaways. Some of you you already got gifts since the first day. What are we giving away today? We have stuff. Let's.
I think so many asked for the companion yesterday, so we took another 5 copies of this today.
Okay, so we have this. This is like the mother of all QiMen books. Okay, this is like the book that that students read to become masters, right? And so it has everything, all the background information, all the technical details, So it's about 1,500 pages. Okay, what, you can't finish this book, right? Just pity the person who wrote it. Okay, so if you don't, this book here, it's 297. What's the price of this book? Yeah, $297 US. Okay, so we have giveaways today. I'm going to give this away to some of you who watch our intermittent videos that we put up, and then you learn something. Those are all educational videos. You must watch it. And if you could give me the correct answer, most people know the correct answer. Once they get the correct answer, I will give away this book. I'll send it to you, a signed copy, okay? So when you take it back, what you need to do is you do this, right? You sleep on it, and then, after a while, this somehow I'm just kidding. You got to read this book, and you will be able to, learn a lot about the background of QiMen. What else are we giving away?
This sold out on Amazon. We found 2 copies in the warehouse.
Okay, so there are 2 more copies of this we're going to give away as well. So this will be cool. Cool. I think a lot of people love the subject on limited. This is limited edition. You can't buy it. You can't. We don't print this anymore. So we're giving this away. So it'll be cool. So you got to stay tuned all the way to the end where more of these gifts will be given away. Okay. So take note of this. Yeah. So just take note. We're going to close down this private training room at midnight of the 31st of August. Write this down. Okay. 31st of August, GMT +8, meaning Malaysian time. And we're going to close it down, and that's about 3 days from now. Take note of this, okay? Listen, there are many reasons we're doing this. The primary reason we're doing this is because I need to take down the stuff and all the materials recorded, and the suggestions and the questions that you guys have will then be used. Then I got to go back and start creating the final product, which I'm going to add the modules. And then the most important part is writing the entire notes and the workbook. That part takes time, okay? And I got to post-production. Post-production, the whole team has to go back and start doing the edits, inserting the right slides and doing the right, graphics and stuff. That will take a long time. So we got to close down this, and we're going to start doing work on this to create the product before Christmas. It takes time, okay? A lot of people are working behind the scenes. And so it's very important that you know that you got to watch this live, okay? And watching it live will allow you to ask me questions, and I can answer you and talk to you, and you got to watch it all the way to the end, okay? So, and make it a point to do that. Some people, I don't have time. Make time for this, okay? You got to make some time for this, because every time we delay something, we procrastinate on something, we never take action on it. So you're here so far. You made it to day 4, so be here and do that. Sometimes this is what it takes to make that difference that you want to make. And you know what? If you're here so far, definitely you believe that there's some guiding force in this universe. There's some guiding force that brought us together, okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So you're here. Why not listen to it and take action? And maybe that is the answer to whatever issues and challenges that you're facing right now. Okay, so I can't promise you for sure that it might be the case, but definitely there must be a reason that brought you together. There are billions of people out there. Everyone is on Facebook and YouTube, but why you're here today? There must be something, okay? So take note of that. So I'll give you 3 reasons why you should hang on, right? So the first thing is I'm giving away the gifts, okay? But there's one extremely, extremely valuable gift, more important than this. That will be a ticket to my QiMen Academy Live that will be held next year. Okay, now, my QiMen Academy Live, it's a a once a year program. It's very hard to get in there because we have limited capacity. And my live events, right, depending on whether you're sitting at the back or sitting at the platinum seats in front, can go anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 US dollars. That's the value of the tickets, okay? So for those of you who want a seat, this never been done before. I'm going to actually pick a winner. And this is to thank some of you to stay until so late, and I'm going to select a winner, and you're going to get a ticket to my live event, okay? So also, this is so important because today I'm going to give you an exclusive offer at the end that will not be available anywhere else to the QiMen Academy program, okay? Because you're in this training room, and you're going to be the only ones that you will see this particular enrollment offer, okay? Because the actual QiMen Academy, which is the entire training itself, not this training, this is QiMen Divinity, okay? QiMen Academy is different. Some of you thought it's the same thing. It's not. QiMen Academy is my flagship QiMen program. The flagship QiMen program that will be launched once a year. This year, in 2019, I'll be launching it in September. Not now, okay? But you guys will get an exclusive view to this very special enrollment offer today, okay? And you will not see this on Facebook or YouTube, okay? So you got to stay tuned for that. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that so you know and you have an option, okay? Knowing this gives you an option, and it is, I promise you, it is limited, and you won't see this anywhere else, okay? That will be reason number 3, okay? So I'm going to review to you later what this is, because we have 20,000 people registered. I know that's not 20,000. We're live right now, but they watch this video and they are aware of this. And so these 20,000 people will be given this opportunity to enroll, and you catch up for that. Take note of that, and hopefully you will take a leap of faith, take action, and this might just change everything to the positive in your life. Okay? All right. So did I miss out anything?
I think that's about it.
Okay. So all right, cool. Let's do the questions. Okay. Let's take questions. There's so many questions. Let's start with questions. Keep posting it right here. I'm gonna take up whatever I can see, and not to worry. My coaches are with us right now live. A lot of them are in this room. A lot of them are back home in their home, and they are answering questions for you, okay? You won't get this other type of live events ever anywhere else. So this is your opportunity to ask. And please, the way you ask the question is be clear, because sometimes, as you can see, right, I mean, some questions is even nobody can answer because I don't know what the hell you're writing about, okay? So why don't you be as clear as possible? We'll try our best. We'll do our best, okay, to help you if you're clear. And please, at least try to introduce yourself. Who are you? Because if if your name is Kitty Cat, I don't know whether to call you up or not, right? So, all right, so the first thing is let's agree to be truthful here, right? Because it's very hard to, help out people to make it hard for us to help. All right, first question from Ron Hugh. Okay, I signed up yesterday. Oh, cool. All right, you pre-enrolled in the QiMen Divinity program. That's so great. When is the meeting? Where do I get the details? Now, you enrolled yesterday. The details will be sent to you. Actually, you should have gotten, they got it within 2 hours, right?
Should be within 2 hours. If not, just give us a little bit more time because
you got to sort it out. Okay.
We'll sort it out.
All right. So you should have received it within 2 hours. But if you have not, we just need to sort out because there are a lot of people sending us stuff.
Watching the email today.
Yeah.
They're watching the email.
Okay. So send it. This is Ron here asking the question. Details and login code will be in that email. All right. Cool. Okay. All right. Next question is Kelly. All right, Kelly. I always had a suspicion about my subconscious. You are black tortoise. I'm black tortoise, and now I know why sometimes people just do what I tell them to do in my mind. Very good. I want to ask, how do I increase my star level? And also, is there more technique to use the black tortoise? You don't need to increase your star level. You know what? You need to increase your control over the black tortoise. The level is not as in level 1, level 2, you become more powerful, and in level 7, you become Thanos, all right? It's not like that. It's basically a different capacity and ability. That's the level, okay? And yes, you can learn to use it. It's in the QiMen Academy. We have the details and the tools to teach you how to actually command this deity of yours properly, train the deity to listen to you and be able to, exercise at will, okay, the commands. Next, Huang KW, I am your Sparta student. I got a question. I am a Keng Rat and have white tiger. However, I'm a salesperson in the banking field. I can't see it, can we, yeah, just control it a bit more, yeah, okay. And the job opportunity in tech company doing sales also, is that better role? How do I use my white tiger in this? White tiger is energy, okay? Everything that you want to do and need to do requires energy, okay? So people think the white tiger cannot sell. Listen, energy is contagious. If you are a positive, you're vibrating at a positive frequency, people are attracted to you, people listen to you, and you are charismatic. If you're a salesperson and your energy is very low, you talk and nobody want to listen, then your chance of selling is very low. Okay, so there's so many ways to use that energy, and sometimes people just need that warm, attractive energy to be around. All right, so other people are attracted to you because you're a fun person to be with, you're a jovial person, you bring happiness to them. Therefore, the white tiger has that capacity. You can ask for that. Okay, yes, you can train this too. It should be in the in advanced level. I think no, the 2, tier, yeah. Right? Is it 2? I think you need to check on it. It should be on the advanced tier, module 2. You should be able to get that training. Okay. D. Geraldine, I suppose is Dr. Geraldine. All right. Can you tell us more about the unifying model? I was about to. Okay. I regretfully did not enroll last year, but I'm interested in this year's program. Are they the same? The program, the training, yes, it's the same good quality, right? And we have done. We've modified a little bit to make it the best and of the best. And of course, our trainers and coaches, all the coaching is done live. Therefore, no coaching is ever the same. And students are different, right? So students ask different questions, and therefore different topics will emerge as a result. And yes, okay, so please don't miss out this year. When it's available for the opening for enrollment, you want to be the first to be part of this great flagship program of our entire training here. And yes, it is a complementary module to whatever you're studying here in the divinative in the divination QiMen Divinity program. Okay, so I did need drink some coffee. I feel much better now. Okay, so David Chin. Dato, yesterday you mentioned about A and B players. I have a question about it. I'm a team lead. How do I turn my B players to A players? Can I use what I learned in this class to help improve them too? I think you need to improve you, okay? The leadership, the chief has leadership qualities. The heavenly heart has leadership qualities. If you deploy 3 victory, for example, and that's part of the QiMen Academy, we teach that as well. Use the multiplier techniques to use strategic execution on the meetings and your find out what strategies is best to motivate and influence them, then yes, okay, you can turn. It's definitely possible to turn B players to A players, but it's not possible to turn C players to A players, okay? That is like trying to pull a cow up a tree. It's not possible, okay? There's certain capacity that even QiMen cannot do. If you are a C player, you first need to get to a B player, okay? For those of you who are new, who are just joining us today and missed out on yesterday, you'll see that we talked about, in life, you have to know. I mean, really ask yourself. Take a moment and ask yourself, are you A player, B player, or C player? A players are motivated. They don't go to a job hoping that the boss motivate them. They go to a job hoping to do a great job. They go there because they want to contribute, they want to make their time more effective. On their own, they always learn something new. They always go the extra mile. They are constantly disciplined. Okay, that's an A player. A player is able to take the risk. Okay, and is able to know that, that they need to give something of value in order to get something of value. B players wait for things to happen. B players are comfortable, and they're not bad. They're comfortable, they're smart, but nothing's happening because they're too smart to take action. A lot of B players are like that. Because it's 9 to 5. You say it's 9 to 5, I'll do 9 to 5. Maybe I give 5 minutes more. That's all it is. Okay. And C players is either unaware or they're always a victim. They always think that I don't have money, I don't have time, I don't have this stuff. It's not fair to me. Stuff like that. If you're a C player and you keep talking like that, you won't give any tool a chance to help you. You won't give anyone a chance to help you because you don't need help already, right? You already blocked yourself out from everything. So don't be a C player. You got to decide to at least be B, or at least if you're B, be A. Okay, when you're A, people like A players. Look at this, right? There's David Chin here who wants to employ A players. Listen, I run a company. I like to have A players with me. A players are those that are here at this point in time, contributing. Okay. Whereas the B players are at home sleeping because it's now not 5 o'clock anymore, right? So it's 9 to 5 and they're at home sleeping. That's the difference, right? A players want to make a difference and they serve other people. They want to serve their family. They want to do well for their family. They want to do well for their loved ones. They are there to make a difference, okay? So step up, right? Sometimes that's what it needs, okay? So yes, right, that you can use QiMen for that, all right? More on that, you can watch yesterday's replay. Okay, MK. Are you Miss MK or Mr. MK? I don't know. I just joined Divinity program. Can't wait to learn. Great. Thank you. So you enrolled yesterday. Enjoying the class so far. You mean this class? Okay, cool. Thank you for teaching. This is the first time I'm joining. Can I know how long I can keep this video? This video that you're seeing right now, you can't keep it, okay? The 1st of August is the date. But if you're referring to the actual training program, you got to keep it forever. That I need to film the rest first, okay? So I'll do most here, and I'll answer most of the questions here. But then, as we're doing the post-production, I said this many times, there'll be additional videos that me or my coaches will be filming. There's a lot of notes. We prepare like full-scale notes on what I've discussed. And we're going to add in a lot of stuff that is called the missing link, that all these questions that we see on the program, and we see it, and then because we didn't film it, we're going to put that answers into the final product, okay? And so the final product is actually much more refined than you see it here, okay? All right, and you get to watch that. If you're already enrolled in it, you get to watch that once it's released forever, okay? Sue Ann, I'm learning QiMen to help my family. I want to ask, can I activate super learning for my daughter for exam and studying? Yes, if you teach her how to do this, definitely, why not? Okay, it's not that difficult to activate for her. What you need to do is, you are the mother, clearly you have a date and time of birth, so you can key that into the Explorer, plot the chart, and on the chart you check out where the knowledge palace is, and then you look at the calendar, and you check when is the time where the mortal force enters into the knowledge palace, and then that activates the super learning, and then you can tell her at that time to pick up the study, read that book, or do her whatever education that she needs, and that of course will increase the capacity to do well, okay? And this is H. Krish. H. Krish is saying, hello, I've been following your classes for many years now, and I have an interesting story to share from yesterday's session. I used the attraction formation for a presentation to some clients. My company was trying to close for a long time, and I managed to do it after activating this formation. It's really powerful. Thank you. Great. All right. I'm already enrolled in QiMen Divinity yesterday. This is something new to me. Can't wait to learn. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So good. Thank you. All right. I'm sure you will love the final product. Diana. Joey and team, I just made up my mind to join this program. Can I still get Zoom meeting if I enroll now? I'm sorry, Diana. If you didn't enroll yesterday, the meetings are full, right, Kenny?
Yeah, it's sold out in like 3 hours.
All right, so the meetings are full, all right? But here's the thing. In life, it's like that, right? We have to stick to, there's a limited offers today, and it's over. But today, there will be other limited offers as well. So if you are going to join us today, there will be other things that will be good for you. So please take action today, okay? If you wait, then the limited offers that are limited, like all this stuff that we're giving away, there'll be no more, all right? So take action now, okay? Sunny says, I'm a yoga instructor. My question as a healer and teacher, should I manifest to 9 Earth deity or activate healing power with mystic force to help my students improve their health? Or can I do both? I think more important is you, okay? If you become the great healer, then you can help more people. If you do it for somebody, right, that someone has to go learn how to do this first, and that will take a bit more time. So I think if you increase your healing powers increase, you can fix many people's problems. That's important. Okay, Nicole. This is the first time I'm learning QiMen. Is there any formations where I can activate creativity? Super learning, that's what you need to do, all right? Also, I want to ask, will this QiMen Divinity program be open next time if I join? No. Unfortunately, it will not be open next time. This is exclusively this time only, because I'm doing this live. Did you see it? So I can't do this again. Getting too old to do this stuff. Okay, 4 days in a row. So no, it will be done only this time. And the Zoom meeting is over, but the registration for it is closed because yesterday was the day. So today it's a different enrollment package, but again, it is a first come, first serve. So if you would like that, when we open it later, not now, now you can't register, right? When we open the enrollment, be one of the first. The early bird always gets rewarded. Just take note of that. That's a hint, okay? Theo, let's look at Theo's question. I am a QMA student. Great, this is fantastic new addition to QiMen Explorer. I can't wait to use it. How do I extend my access? All right, please send me link. All right, cool. Send them a link. All right, give it a...
If they're old students, watch out for an email. I think it should be sent.
All right. Okay, so Kenny says, Kenny's the big boss here behind the scene. He calls the shots. So he says he and his team. Are you sending it or someone sending it?
Someone send it.
Not you?
Not me.
Okay. So someone is going to send Theo. Since you don't have your name, you're going to now search for your name.
Actually, all of the old students will get an email. Ask them to look up in their mailbox. Just look out in your
Okay. So you look out in your if you're an old student, an existing student at QMA, you look out in your mailbox. You will get an email that explains to you exactly what to do for extending your access and more. Okay, and more. You guys will already get it. Okay, but you need to take action on it quickly as well. All right.
Take care of the alumni. Don't worry.
All right. We'll take care of the alumni. We always take care of our alumni. So please make decision quickly, right, so that we can get to work as well, because we although everyone that is important, that is ever important in this program is now in this room, okay, and everyone's got to get to work. So it's great if you just send it to us so we can get this confirmed and start making stuff happen for you. Okay, next question is Nathan. Okay, Nathan, hello, and everyone, thank you for this opportunity. I'm a swim coach, and I'm also doing a lot of training. I see that QiMen is really useful in making strategic decisions. Can I use it to improve my energy level? Well, definitely. As I said before, you need to be able to control the white tiger. Even if it's not your deity, you can. Okay, the advanced tier level, module 1 or 2 already will teach you how to do that. That's a complete control over the deities. Okay, Carol Wong, I really want to learn and enroll in this class, but I have a question. I'm a housewife. Can I use this tool for family? Well, of course, that's what housewives do. There's always for the family, and people don't know this, but housewives, it's a 24/7 job. Okay, it's the least most appreciated job. Nobody knows the hard work is done behind the scenes, and you see, she is now really considering only just for her family. The answer is yes. Okay, when you become better, when you become more effective, you become a better teacher to your kids, and you'll be able to influence your spouse in a more positive way, and be able to help him, calm down, make better decisions, be happier, and then you're happier, right? So there's so many ways you can actually use this to become better. And plus, you can manifest a lot of miracles for the family, all right? Sometimes all you guys need is a break, right? And that break helps you to go to the next level. All right, my notes have just arrived for the upcoming the content that I'm about to share with you. I'm going to just go through the notes. In the meantime, I want you to watch this case study, okay? So there's a case study video that we have curated, and it contains a lot of useful tools and information. You want to take as much notes as possible, and not to forget, later on, a lot of my giveaways will be based on whether you understood and watched those videos or not, okay? So while I prepare my notes, check this video out. Have you ever wondered, like me, if life is fated, or do you believe in destiny? Most people use fate and destiny interchangeably, but these aren't the same things. Today, I'm an author of 170 books on Chinese metaphysics. I run a multi-million-dollar consulting company, doing consults all over the world. I lead a huge team of over 100 people in my group of companies, pioneering the art of Chinese metaphysics for the purpose of life and business transformation. Now, was I fated for this job, or was I destined for this? Let me tell you a story. When I was young, back in high school days here in Malaysia, I sat for an exam paper called the 1119. Without this, you won't get into any UK-based college or university. Now back then, I do pride myself as pretty decent with my command of English. Even for the trial paper for the 1119 exam, well, the worst I've ever gotten was an A2, and that was without even really trying. So I went for the exam full of confidence, and it was just like, most of life where, just like you, well, when we are so confident about certain things, we already had the skills, and guess what I've got? The final paper, the results turn out that I failed. Now, this is not just a normal fail. Well, I got an F9. Now, in the category of exams, an F9 is like, the lowest of the category. It's like I didn't even turn up for the exam. Needless to say, I was shocked with my own results, and my dad was absolutely furious. Now, because I failed in my 1119 exam means that I don't qualify for A-levels, means I don't get to go to a UK-based university. So I ended up taking another program called the Canadian Matriculation Program, because that program enables me to study in an Australian university. But here's the interesting thing. Because in the Canadian Matriculation Program, there was one subject that is called English Literature. Now, English Lit is where they discuss books like The Glass Menagerie or The Great Gatsby, and it actually taught me about writing. That is the program that enabled me to come up with 170 books today, and still counting. When I connect the dots back to how this all began, it actually began with one failure, and that was faith. Now, that wasn't the only turning point. And as a result of going to the Canadian Matriculation Program, and because I wasn't really good at my other subjects, the only university that was willing to take in a mediocre student like me was in Perth. And the only college that has a training program, because Malaysia is popular for that training program where you can study half here in Malaysia and the other half in uni, was at a college called Metropolitan College. And that's how I got into this very important school. If I connect all the dots, this college is a turning point for me. Now, I didn't choose this college. I turned up to this college because of fate. This is the place where I've met with my future mentor at that time. Now, in that college, I wasn't too interested in my accounting degree. There was two things that I was really interested in. Number one was metaphysics. The other thing that I was really into is organizing activities. So I organized the college ball. I approached the school owner to sponsor 2 tables, and that's how I got to know the owner of the school. So this is the person that was most pivotal to my entire career in Chinese metaphysics. Back then, I can tell you, everyone are just throwing stone at my dreams and my desire to pursue Chinese metaphysics. Only this guy, who is a businessman, today he's a multi-billionaire, at that time he told me, all business people and rich people use Chinese metaphysics. That very important piece of information influenced me to make an important decision. That is when I know to move out of the comfort zone, away from my faith, and decided on my destiny. Fate is the life you lead if you've never put yourself in the path of greatness. To me, fate has a somewhat negative connotation and is defined as the expected outcome of the normal development of someone's life. Now, very normal development. Fate is what puts opportunities in front of you, but destiny is the choices you make and the actions you take with what fate has given you. An awakened mind lives in awareness, mindfulness, not under the influence or negative control of fate. And the moment your mind starts living in awareness, in tune with the divine force, fate loses its control over you. I've met people who believe that life is not all fated, but in fact, totally controlled by his or her own hands. These people believe that we all have bigger purpose or reason for being where we are and where we have a role to fulfill in this world. Those people believe in destiny. Destiny in this case is your true potential just waiting to happen. It's the top tier in the grand scheme of all possibilities where fate has presented you and where all dreams can come true. Now, why settle for a life ordinary? Even if you're fated for an extraordinary life, to activate that potential, you have to consciously reach out your fated comfort zone and co-create the destiny you so desire. Now, if you're someone who believes that destiny is within your control and destiny is something that you can design, then QiMen Divinity is the right system for you. We need to utilize the art of QiMen Divinity to forecast, compare, and analyze the quality of those decisions. This will help us make much better decisions in life. And that is how you can transform your life. Welcome back, guys. Now, let me give you a briefing on what I intend to film today. So, today is day 4 of our live filming. So, the primary lesson, at this point in time, I'm going to call it access infinite wisdom, okay? I might actually change the actual last topic to the QiMen Divination, but for now, okay, the topic is called Access Infinite Wisdom, and the content I intend to talk about would be regarding how to embrace the QiMen Oracle. Okay, it's about what it's about is embracing the QiMen Oracle. So I'm going to explain, how the Oracle is used. How do you actually ask the questions? We've done a little bit yesterday in that program, but I think we have to go deeper now into breaking down the components inside the chart. So this is more like, when you get the chart, what do you actually do when you see this, and how do you actually decipher the code, okay? And my focus primarily would be on 3 main topics. I'm thinking 3 main topics here, but depending on the questions that I get later on from you guys that I see here, might be more than this. But the first one is usually wealth related. Now I will say / career. And I will be talking about relationship related questions or forecast. And the other one will be health related. Okay, so of course there are variations to this, and I think my primary focus is by the end of the first this session, the user of this QiMen Oracle should be able to sort of divinate, guidance on wealth, relationship, and health. Okay, so this is what I intend to do. And then I'll take a break and come back down here and talk to you guys. Okay, after I film that, then I'll come here and talk to you guys and answer all the questions that you guys would have. And then that will actually give me more insights into what I've missed out, and probably I'll then film the second part of this program right here, or because there's one more topic called bending reality using the QiMen unifying model. So that would be, I will also discuss it here today. So I'm going to talk about how that unifying model sort of adds value to whatever you've been learning so far, okay? So yeah, anyway, let's get the first part of the lesson done, all right? So I can see you guys are anxiously already waiting for it. Okay, guys, can you just take this and put it onto that table? Yeah, thanks. Okay. Okay. Are you ready? Yeah, it's clear the desk. Yeah, thanks. Ready?
Okay, rolling sound.
Okay, are the slides correct, in the correct order?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. Hey everyone, this is Joe Yap, and welcome to another lesson on QiMen Divinity. Now, in this lesson, we are going to deep dive onto the subject of the QiMen Oracle. Now, as you know, the QiMen Oracle, it's part of using the divination aspects of QiMen. For those of you who are already students of the QiMen Academy, you guys are very, very familiar with the QiMen forecasting tool. Okay, now QiMen forecasting is based on the hour. Okay, now a Chinese hour, or in the calendar, 1 hour is 2 Western hours. Okay, so when we plot a chart, we tend to want to forecast the outcome of something. Now, many people don't know how to ask the right questions. And what I mean by that is QiMen forecasting is designed as a tool to help them foresee the outcome of a certain strategy, or to plan a strategy to get a desired outcome. So there is an element of intentional outcome where they want something, so they want to do something and then want to forecast what could be the outcome of a certain activity. Okay. However, some people don't have that. Some people have no strategy. Okay. Some people just, the whole idea is I don't know what to do. Right. I'm just lost. right? I just need some guidance, all right? Just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. Then the QiMen Oracle is what you should be looking at, not QiMen forecasting, okay? Forecasting are more for B plus to A players. Now, some of you might not have heard that before, but B plus and A players are basically people who intend to, get something or achieve something in life. But not everyone is at that stage. Some people are just, I'm a bit lost. I don't know what to do. Just give me some guidance, right? Or maybe, I don't know why I'm so lost, right? Why am I so lost, right? Then you need to talk to Yoda, okay? So, this is not Yoda. This is like a QiMen grandmaster somewhere in the universe, and then basically it's not grandmaster. It's accessing the wisdom of the universe, and then shed some light into what's going on in your life right now, and what could be an answer. Okay. Now sometimes there are no answer. Okay. I'm about to show you what this is telling you. Okay. Sometimes it's basically because at this point in time the best thing to do is do nothing. It can be possible. Okay. But it's not likely it's going to be no answer. But there might be a certain point where it says, hey, the best action is to take no action right now. Okay. Best action is to wait, sometimes like that, right? But it might not tell you why or details, okay? But it might give you some light into, what's the next right step. Or maybe, at this point in time, why are you feeling so lost? The answer can be revealed to you, why are you feeling lost, okay? Or maybe, hopefully you're not going through some of your, a pain in your life right now. Maybe you lost someone dear, you lost a job, you just broke up, you're feeling lost, right? If you're feeling lost, you can't plan a strategy, all right? You're going to do I'm going to forecast whether this person will return to me or not. No, right? You're going to ask the oracle, what's the next right step to take right now? Okay, the oracle may say, hey, relax. The person that you've lost is not all lost, might come back to you. Then oracle might tell you that, or oracle might say, you know what? Sometimes the oracle will just tell you, what, this is the end, okay? But the end is a new beginning. Therefore, drop the old and be ready to embrace the new. So ask the oracle, okay? Now, there were questions that I've heard from students that say, but every 10 minutes it changes, so, so I just have to keep going, asking the same question, on every other 10 minutes, and I'll get to the answer that I really want, right? Not true, okay? You have to remember when you ask the oracle, it's like going to meet you're going to meet a sage. And when you meet the sage, you only get to ask the sage once, okay? And then you leave the sage's meditation room. You can't get back inside unless you make another appointment, okay? So I want you to see it that way. I want you to see that, if that is too difficult for you to understand, just say this is an appointment you're trying to make with the prime minister, okay, or the president of a country. And you got that one appointment, you go there and you speak your question or whatever it is, and then that's it. You can't re-ask the same question. So I want you to be serious like this. See, the thing about this, the chart is there is pros and cons in technology, okay? Technology is making it easy to plot the chart like this. If you were to do this by hand, first you need to be able to get down to the minute chart, and that itself will take a lot of time because you've got to run through a lot of calendars and find out the chart. And I want you to imagine now this is 500 years ago when people are using this technique and they're trying to plot this by hand. First of all, they got to grab a calendar, right? And they don't have ready-made books like we have today, right? They got to actually have some ways to keep track of the dates and times. And then you got to plot the right chart, and then you got to convert every one of this into a hexagram to actually get the central hexagram, and that takes a long time unless you already fully memorize the hexagram. And then you got to be able to plot based on this specific minute in time, okay, what is the subsectors to allocate the horary stars as well as the source energy deities, okay? Basically, it's a spirit chart all around this plate. So by the time you do that already takes 10 minutes, okay? So, but today is different, right? Today, people just click a button, right? And then they get the chart. So therefore, it leaves them room to sort of wander around and say, hey, I'm going to just ask this question next hour and keep doing this until I get the right chart that I want to answer my question. That you can't do that. Those days, they're very serious. They go through a whole ritual, right? They get their bodies clean, right? They go on and make sure it was on an auspicious day, and then they will pray. After they do the prayer, then they will plot the chart. You see, they go through that. So the whole reason for the ritual, if you studied our program earlier on, our previous modules, it's all about focusing. When you focus, and then you plot the chart, you know that it is the right chart, okay? So today, it's just that technology has shortened that process. It doesn't make it less important that you should be focused. Therefore, it is extremely important that you write down your question, and when your heart tells you you're ready, you click the button, and then you get the answer. And make sure you stick to this chart until the end of whatever case you're asking. Some cases are short, some cases are long. Now, some people, I don't know. Listen, if don't destroy yourself before you even start. A lot of things require practice to know. Like I ask you right now, how do you learn how to ride a bike? Now, I say ride a bike because I come from the era that we ride bicycles. Today, everyone's on a Segway, and they're on some levitation device. I don't know what the hell is that. So, listen, to learn something, we can't learn it theoretically until we use it, then we know how to navigate. So I want you to use this and ask once. To know the end of a case is when you know, okay, whatever is trying to reveal has already been revealed, it's case closed, now next case. That requires practice. That requires you to jump into the pool and be familiar. So don't worry, okay? There's no side effect that some people are saying, if I do this more, my life will shorten. No, it won't, okay? I've been doing this for so long, and I'm still alive, all right? So listen, there are a lot of people who does this. If you have what will shorten life when you do a lot of bad deeds. When you're not careful with your life. Maybe you didn't do bad deeds. Maybe you're not careful and you got into an accident, right? On your own. You didn't ask the oracle before doing it. Or you help somebody you shouldn't be helping. Okay? Sometimes out of the goodness of your heart, you're trying to help somebody and you shouldn't, and then you just take on their karma. Next time you're trying to help someone, you ask the oracle. The oracle says, yeah, that guy has his own karma. Let him deal with his shit. Stuff like that, okay? So now you know that this chart here is easy to get, but it requires a bit of mastery to decode it, okay? So I'm going to show you today in this module how you can decode the important aspects of a chart. Let's get on to this, okay? All right. Now, where are my sample charts? There it is. Okay, ready guys? Okay. Okay, so this chart here, okay, one more time. All right, guys, so this chart here is the exact same one you saw on my screen earlier on. And of course, this is just an example of the timing. And I want to explain to you the components and then I'll tell you what it means, okay? Every time when you want to seek an answer, you must first fill up this, okay? You're going to write down here, what are you seeking guidance on? That's why I make it very clear, what are you seeking guidance on? And now, if you're using the Explorer, okay, if you're using the Explorer, you got to click on the button to actually plot this chart. Because the chart is based on that moment in time, therefore it's not we will not automatically plot the chart until you click on the plot chart button, and then you get the chart out based on the time that it is registered, okay? So, and you will notice that this is based on local time. If not, you need to make sure that it is on local time, wherever you are in the world. So if I'm traveling to Australia in Sydney, I'll follow the Sydney time. If I'm now in South Africa, I follow the South Africa time. And if I am in anywhere in the world, right, Iceland, I'll follow the time in Iceland. Okay, so I want you to double check on that, and then you click, okay, and then seeking guidance on. Now, normally, this will be a purpose. Okay, I want to emphasize this before we can discuss this topic a bit further, okay? So I would say that you can use keywords such as wealth, okay? And then I want you to insert wealth in the next 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or what is the concern, okay? What is the time frame for this? This is important because if you don't give a time frame, by default, this is short term. Okay? The reason why it is short term is because it's based on a minute chart and everything about here is short term. Could be next week or at most it's a month. Unless you're specifically asking, for example, pregnancy. Okay? You know that pregnancy is a 9-month thing. Okay, so then you're specifically asking the pregnancy, the success or the failure, and stuff like that. Okay, so then this can tell you something about it. Okay, but always remember, even there is a problem with the pregnancy, it's going to be a now problem. It means it answers the question of now. Now has a problem, but if the components in the chart has some positive component, which I'm going to show you what it is in a short while, that means there's a possibility of a change to the better. If the components of a chart is entirely negative, then the chances of a switch to the better would be nil, will be very slim. Okay, so I'm going to tell you how to do that very shortly. Okay, so usually, I repeat, this is a short-term thing. Okay, unless you specifically want to know something about long-term, you don't ask that. Okay, so likewise, if you ask a health-related question, it's going to be the short-term health in the next maybe a couple of weeks. Okay, at most. Or if you're asking about a relationship, it's going to be the currently what's happening in the relationship, or about to happen in a relationship in a short period of time. So I want you to insert the keyword, and if you don't insert the timing, it's by default a short-term vicinity within this asking. Okay, take note of that. Yeah. So that is called purpose. Now, you don't have to write down what you intend to do. You don't have to write down what you intend to do, because what you intend to do is part of the purview of the QiMen forecasting. I want you to be absolutely clear here that QiMen forecasting and QiMen Oracle, they are two different things. Okay, forecasting is strategy based. It answers usually how and the outcome of a how. Okay, like how do I get the promotion? How do I get the contract? How do I win this negotiation? Usually is achievement forecasting. Okay, however, if you're talking about Oracle, it's not about the how. Oracle is always the why things happen and what. Usually is why and what about something. Okay, it gives you information about the now, about currently. Okay, so this is always what's happening now, and this is like what can happen if I do something. So it gives you the if simulation. Okay, so if I do this, what's the outcome? If I do that, what's the outcome? If I marry this woman, what's my married life like? Okay, so this side here answers why this might be a good choice or a bad choice. Okay, it tells you the why and what. Now, so some will say, so can it answer whether it is good or bad? That is determined by you. Okay, that is determined by the person who's reading it. Okay, so you are the in this side they call the diviner who's asking. This one obviously is the asker. Okay, or the person asking the question. So here you decide on whether something is good or bad. Just like all divination, everything here is, unfortunately or fortunately, is subjective. Okay, it's subjective. So I'm going to show you this tool of how you can decide something is favorable or unfavorable. But I have to say this, right? Different practitioners, based on their own life experiences, might look at the same reading a little bit differently. Okay, they look at the same thing differently. Therefore, if you get someone who is a bit more, who have more life experience, it's quite likely the way they interpret this will be very different than ordinary people who are, let's say, have lack of life experience. Okay, so yes, there is a great difference in this, but then here's the thing: life experience is the school of hard knocks, right? So you go through that, you go through life yourself and you will find out more. So if you have an interest in life, an interest in human behaviors, an interest in how things work, then generally you make a very good practitioner of this art. But if you're someone that is not interested in human beings, you're not interested in helping other people, you're a selfish person, all you care about is your own self and maybe nothing else, then there's a limitation in terms of your life experience that you can give. Okay, so really givers who are more experienced in life will be able to do a bit more better. Okay, again, it's practice. No one is born evil, right? No one is born selfish either. Maybe in their lifetimes they went through some unfortunate problems that forced them to have more self-defense than other people. Okay, so that the case, right? Then it's up to you to make that decision to change this, and hopefully the oracle will point you to the right direction. The oracle always, by default, is positive. Okay. However, the answer that they give is subjective. You need to be able to interpret the positive out of the subjective answer. Okay, by default. Even when it's telling you not to do something, it's doing it out of love or out of care for you. So when sometimes they say, hey, it's not a good time to marry this person because you say, oh, this seems to be the love of my life. Can I do this, right? And then the oracle somehow tell you the elements, the why seems to be very negative. So which means you might not be seeing the picture correctly, and the oracle says, just look carefully and see what you're missing out, okay? Then if you clearly can read it, and you're unbiased, it should give you advice, okay? So what we're trying to learn is do that. Now this is going to be a long subject, but what I can tell you is I can give you the guidelines to do this a bit more, okay? To do this practice on your own, okay? So that's what happened. This is what happens in the chart, okay? So let's move on to, so how do you read it, right? I know you guys are excited. I want to read this stuff. So how, right? Now, on your chart, you have two very important layers here, okay? Okay, I am missing the chart that has the one on top. Okay, yeah. So do we have that? Because this one is they don't start with the baron on top. Okay, so guys, let me just go to the side here. I'm holding a pause while they're going to get me the chart ready. So as you can see, sometimes we miss out on important slides. Okay, I do have one on here, but I don't have one on the printed out section. Okay, I think for the sake of time, because everyone is waiting, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue the cut. Okay, continue the lesson. But what I need you guys to do is to add in I'm going to refilm part of this with the correct slide later on. Okay. Can you just take note of that, guys? Yeah, take note of it. And next time, please give me the right chart. Okay, it's 4 days in a row they're giving me the wrong charts. All right. Okay, let's pretend that the conversation didn't happen and we're going to start again. Okay. So now, in your oracle chart, take note that in your box is divided to 4 layers. Okay, I'm going to show you this. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you guys to see this. This is the first layer, second, third, and fourth. Can you see that? There are 4 layers, and clearly this format is designed by me. The original format isn't written like this, okay? And the terminologies are very unique. So anyone who's using this, of course, is students of the academy, okay? So this is all part of the same school. We're like a tribe. We have our own language here, okay? So this language here, I created this language, but I didn't create the system. I modified the system though and changed the calendar a little bit. So this is unique only to our practice in the modern age, okay? So just so you know, just to have some background here, okay? Now, layer number one are called the source energy beings. Okay, I'm going to write this down here. The source energy beings. Okay, source energy beings are the spirit guides. You may want to say spirit guide, or some people will call them the angels. Right? Some people will call it whatever, right? The energy that is around us. This is called source energy beings, okay? And because there are 12 animal signs, and each, there are 120 minutes, and each 120 minutes are, divided into groups of 2, therefore every 10 minutes a different source energy being will occupy a different sector, okay? Now, as you will notice that some only have 1, whereas some sectors have 2 energy beings, okay, source energy beings. What source energy means the universe, okay, means the universal realm, okay? The Chinese word for this is called Yun San. Therefore, it's called source energy beings, okay? The original beings of that realm, okay? So whenever, if you notice that if it's on the 4 corners of the compass, they always share double energy being, okay? Always double. So that means if the question that you seek guidance on lands on either one of these 4 corners, that means it's like what Facebook says, it's complicated, okay? So some situations are complicated, some situations are straightforward, okay? Neither one is better or not better, right? Some things are just more complicated, right? Okay, so the second layer in every box, they are called the horary stars. Horary stars, what are horary stars? That means it's based on that 1 hour in the Chinese calendar, which is 120 minutes, is 120 minutes, of which every 10 minutes in the Western calendar is governed by one of the horary stars, therefore equals to 12, okay? Now, this differs from our usual QiMen forecasting that the stars are only 9 stars. In fact, you only use 8 stars because that's how it is done, right? It's based on the star configuration. But in QiMen horary, we are looking at the actual time. Therefore, it's a very minute-based system, okay? Now, the doors are still there, okay? This door, as you know, there are only 8 doors because there are only 8 possible sectors. And then the stems, there are 10 stems, okay? There are 10 stems in that sector that represent the people, okay? So in general, the source energy being is the guides, the spirit guides, okay? The spirit guides have roles to play. So sometimes they are the key focus, and most of the time they are the key focus, right? The subject matter is always, if you're asking for guidance, then you always look for the source being. Where is that source being that governs that guidance for you, okay? So you look for where the source guidance energy being is, and then you ask it for the answer, okay? And then the horary stars tell you whether you're in the right timing or wrong timing, right environment, wrong environment. And then the door tells you the condition, and the stems tells you whether you have the right people or not at that particular period of time, okay? So how this plays out depends on the interpretation and various questions that people have at that point in time, okay? So I'm going to show you what the source energy beings and horary stars, not all of them because that will take many, many more lessons. What I'll do is I'll tell you the gist of it where if you have questions related to wealth and health and so forth, okay? So here are the 12 source energy beings, okay? So there is a ranking here. The ranking here, this is number 1, okay? Now this is supposed to be on top. Guys, this is where the chart should change. Do you have it now? Okay, all right, back to cut that out, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is number 1, okay? And this is ranking number 2. Now ranking means the order in which appearance, okay? So originally red is this guy, okay? Original, but then it switches at every moment, okay? So just so you know, I want to write the numbers here. Okay, so there are 12 of these heavenly source beings or source energy deities. So the Chinese word for this is called Yun San. Okay, now there's a long story to each and every one of them. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you like the focus point. Okay, if your focus, your question was related to money, then I use the English word banker. Okay, but the Chinese word means golden chest. But what it really means is it's related to money because money is an energy form as well. Okay, the way metaphysics sees wealth is a form of energy. Okay, now just so you know, the red-colored source deities or energy deities, the red-colored ones, generally are related to positive outcomes, or they have more of a positive yang energy, okay? Whereas the yin elements are negative, okay? Now, at the point of time of asking the question, if you're doing this yourself, the key word here is you've got to divinate for yourself. You gotta understand. You need to be truthful to yourself. Are you feeling sad, or are you feeling happy at this point? Okay, and you say I'm neutral. Listen, the tone of the way you say neutral will tell you whether you're positive or negative. All right. So yeah, I need you to be really truthful to yourself. Are you feeling unhappy, or are you feeling oppressed? If you're feeling oppressed, you should look at the oppressed, right? So I don't know what you're feeling right now, but the feeling is often the correct point of reference. Since you're feeling to talk about money, then you look at money. You see what I mean? So, and obviously this is not money, it's really what it means is wealth, qi. Okay, so this becomes your focus point, okay? So this is an important aspect. If you're talking about, I want an oracle to tell me about a certain assistance I'm asking, all right? I'm asking for assistance. Well, then you need to look at aid, because aid means assistance, okay? The star is certain assistance or help, okay? Now, that word is called help. So you see, that clarity is so important. If you are not clear on what you're seeking help to, then it's going to be a problem from the start on how you could get that, the actual outcome that you seek, okay? So this is an important aspect of that. So if you're looking for fortune, good luck, some people just say, I just want to know if I'm good luck or bad luck. But then you look at fortune. Fortune will tell you whether you have good fortune or bad fortune at that point in time. See how useful this is? So now I don't want to go through every single one of these things, but I want you to just look at, there's some keywords here. So obviously, tell me, what do you think scholar governs? That's right, learning, right? Academic pursuit, learning something, acquiring a new skill. So you generally know, the way I do this is I put it in such easy ways that you don't need to really think too much. So you may think, yeah, but what about Baron? Baron is about, it's equivalent to chief. It's the smaller version of chief in QiMen, okay? It means the boss, the leader, the person in charge, all right? So the commander, right? The reference point, right? So there's so many things, okay? As the examples will tell you what this is shortly, okay? So just take note of this for now. Now, let me just show you, right, in an example of wealth, what do you look at, okay? Okay, so let's say now, this is the moment in time, and a question is being asked, okay? This is the moment in time right now, and a question is being asked. So, and the question was related to wealth. I want to know, okay, or dear oracle, I mean, I'm just making this more dramatic. Dear oracle, give me a forecast on my wealth right now, okay, or wealth energy. All right, so what I do? I immediately look at banker. That is called the focus point, okay? The banker will immediately tell me where this now becomes the wealth palace. Okay, now tell me here whether or not at this point in time it is positive or negative, okay? So we can look at fire. Okay, this is another deity is in present. First of all, it's complicated. This box is, anytime you reach to this box, complicated. Look at delusion. Okay, delusion means what? Blockage. There is blockage at this point in time obstructing your wealth energy. Okay, that's the forecast. So you can go deeper and say, all right, yeah, but the people is good, you're a good person, right? Or there might be helpful people around, because Bing actually basically represents there's right person helping you and all that. Okay, now don't worry about the heavenly star yet. Heavenly star basically means the timing is also right. It's just that there's some form of activity that's blocking your current wealth. That answers the simple level of whether your wealth luck is good. Now, how is this useful? That's up to you at this point in time, okay? At this point in time, you know that there is some blockage, but you need to stay positive, okay? you have the crusade on, that basically means that there's opportunities there, but the blockage is more internal. That means you are causing the blockage. Why? Because you are still good, but the activities, you're not doing anything. So you're not taking action because you're not delusion, whereas the opportunities already arrived, because crusade actually means there's an opportunity, there's a lot of money-making opportunity. Crusade means it's like a big river, okay? Big river, and river represents abundance, okay? So it's only, we don't like the door delusion because that is a human activity. You are not taking action, okay? But if you're just looking for a general answer, is just say, all right now it's not doing so well, all right? But you can, if you want, take action, because this represents, crusade means, you know, the timing is right, there's opportunity coming in, there's abundance in terms of wealth, okay? So you see, I always look at the door first to tell the outcome. So this is the wealth subject. Now there's so many aspects to looking at the wealth. All right, guys, let's do a few more examples, and through the examples here, I will show you how the reading is done, because this is actually a very, very long standalone topic in divination. And as you know, in divination, there are systems like the Yi Jing, which uses the hexagrams, and then there's the you know, the full Bazi, horary Bazi, and then there's also QiMen, but they're all the same thing. They just try to tell you the different angles in that whole time, space, event, and matter, okay, just so you know. But you gotta take this like, you know, how you can eat an elephant. Not literally eat an elephant, but an example, if you would like to eat an elephant, how do you do that? You do it one chunk at a time, all right? So this is another example here, okay? What I'm going to do is I take a new pen. Okay, so let's just say this is the time, and this is not the real time as of filming this lesson right now. This is an example chart here, of course. So this is a, the date and time and down to the minute. And again, this is an an example. It's not the actual live time here, okay? So what happens here is, I just want you to see, the seeking guidance on whatever matter, okay? I'm going to use an example here. Let's just say your question is, what do I need to know about my career? What I need to know about my career. That is a what question, right? So it's career, okay? And the question is a what related to career. What do I need to know, right? So you're asking the oracle right now, what I need to know about my career. So the question now would be, you now need to go and seek out what is the career palace in relation to you asking the question now. Most of the time, the position, okay, the position of, now you're asking the chart, therefore, immediately you need to look at which box that represent an activity, which is the career. Open door, it's always the career box, and this is standard in all QiMen related questions, okay, whether it's a strategic question on forecasting or whether you're asking the oracle. So this box here now governs everything you want to know about the career, okay? And so there are a lot of content around here right now, okay? A lot of content around the career. Now, it's a question of what. So there's a few whats here, okay? So first thing, we now know that it's complicated, right? Why is it complicated? Because there's a lot of content. If it's on one of the four corners, it's less complicated, straightforward, okay? So there are two source energy beings or deities that are there, and one of them is the villain, and the other one is the oppressor. So by nature of the villain and oppressor, in terms of energy form, this is not great, okay? So it's not great. So perhaps there's lack of motivation, because villain basically means there's, you felt that you feel currently that you're a victim of certain circumstances, probably feeling oppressed because there's an oppressor here. The situations are not as clear and easy for you. You don't feel good. That's what's happening. So you ask, what is happening in your career that you need to know? Well, you need to know that you're feeling like a victim. You're feeling oppressed, okay, in the current time and space, okay? Now, of course, there are two stars here. There is this star called the mitigator star, okay? So a mitigator star is about resolve or fixing the problem, okay? It's basically good for solving a certain problem, getting rid of certain things. So I would use this as the advice would be to let go of something in your career, okay? So this is the key message. This is the message. What do you need to know? This is the what. You need to let go of whatever suppressed unhappiness and or feelings of victimhood, in this case, or feeling of blame, or felt someone is not being fair to you. That thinking is wrong. Okay, if you let go of that, you mitigate that. This is basically the ability to remove this problem from you. Then the situation would be better. Otherwise, as it is, look at all these negative elements. The outcome on the immediate section right now is not good. Okay, this is what the thing tells you. So now, what do you learn from this? Career, we always look at the open door. The open door sector immediately governs the area of career. And if you seek answers to what is happening or why something is happening, the what and the why is usually the deities, the source deities, and the what is usually the one of the heavenly stars, okay, or the horary stars, the minute stars. That's what we call that. Okay, so this is what is happening at this point in time. If it's a question of who, then we will have look at the stems. So the chart here governs that. Now, some of you may be asking, so what is this about, right? What is the intuition about? Well, this here represents one of the star positions. It's very important to take note of this. The lesson that we learn here, ultimately, one of these needs is for us to see beyond, okay, the current situation and to gain some form of enlightenment, because this is intuition, represents our spiritual self. So this is an important lesson to learn. If you understand the message of letting go, you will have a spiritual development and be able to move forward, and your intuition is just not intuition, it's ability to connect with the divine becomes much better, okay? So this is actually a spiritual development need that you can fulfill if you pass this message right now, okay? So this is one aspect. Now, the same question using, let's say, a different chart altogether. I'm just going to use this chart as an example here. I'm just using as an example, okay? So it could be any chart. Once you plot the chart, and here is a totally different case. If there's the same question asked on a just slightly different time, for example, the career palace might be here, okay? So now, if you're seeking guidance on the career, guess what is happening, okay? So this is the why, this is the what, and this is the who. So if you're looking here, what is the what do I need to know about my career? That if you're already saying is blocking me, then it's fire deity. Fire deity is what? Obstacles that is created due to your anger, your temperament. It's the fire deity. You're fiery and you're pissed off. I don't know what you're pissed off with, but generally the anger and the resentment is there. Okay. Other than that, the what? The opportunities are great. The people are good. The outcome is straightforward. Why is it straightforward? Once again, because it's clear. It's only one component. There's not many components here. Okay, and of course the same spiritual need is served. It's also intuition. Is partly where you could see things differently, see things from other people's perspective, see things as it is, not worse than it is, or too optimistic until it is unreal, or too pessimistic until you are not able to take action. Okay, so this is how you look at aspects of career. Let's shift the gear again. I'm going to use the examples and teach the content. Okay, it's a long process. Okay, so let's just say, okay, a couple of minutes later, a different chart will pop up. Okay, this is again example. Okay, right now we're not focusing on here, but let's say the question as an example. Okay. At the time of filming this right now, this is actually yesterday's chart, all right? But it's fine. Okay, cut that, all right? We don't want to tell them this is yesterday's chart, guys, all right? So, because it's for our final product, once again, okay? But you guys who are watching back home know that. Now, so back to this screen. All right, guys, so as an example chart here, you could see, let's say now the question, what would be an interesting perspective that normally people ask? They want to ask if they are lover is faithful. 2 keywords. Okay? Now, there are many ways to see whether their lover is faithful or not. First of all, do you have or not have a lover? That tells you where the section is. And lover obviously relates to a person, of course, right? And faithful obviously relates to what? Certain motivation or spiritual aspect where that person can see or cannot see. Now, first of all, when you're asking this question, what represents the unfaithful side is this thing called the villain. Okay, this is unfaithful. Okay, it represents unfaithful. Okay, relationship is governed by this star, the what. Okay, listen, I always look at the why and what separately. The what, which represents the lover, is the triumph. In Chinese word, it's called happiness, which governs the relationship. Now, watch the relation between the two palaces. I'm going to go deeper into QiMen here. This palace here is metal. Guys, watch, metal. This palace here is wood, and here is metal chopped wood. Therefore, this nature of unfaithful is against the relationship. So the answer here is a yes. Okay? So you say, oh shit, now what do? Right? What to do? If you would like to change this, then there are strategies to overcome it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, you got to understand whether or not it's worth saving. Okay? Some will say, oh no, if it's unfaithful, I will never ever have this relationship ever again. Okay? But let's look here, right? Maybe the event hasn't happened yet. Okay? So let's just check. Will it be happening? Maybe sometimes just thinking about it could happen and will happen because this is within that vicinity. Okay? So if you look at the sections here, okay, if this is the actual time that we are asking, there is no clash yet. Okay? This is the red minute. Okay, now a red minute is governed by how the 120 minutes is derived. So it's a long story, but let's just say that this is the red minute. Okay, right now looking at the current position. Okay, this is the current focus point. There is no clash with the red. Okay, there is no clash with the red. So this event is not happened yet. If there is a clash with the red, then it has happened already. Okay, so is it worth saving? Well, if it's not happened yet, why not? The Ting fire means the people, that means in this case here, the lover, is a good quality person, okay? But you say good quality might not do this, will not be unfaithful, right? It depends, right? I don't know how many cases have you seen. They are really nice people and then sometimes they do stupid things. Can intelligent people do stupid things sometimes? Sometimes they do, right? Come on, right? So maybe they're tempted by other people, right? We never know. So look at this case here, okay? In this case here, there's still a live dog. Well, this is obviously a breadwinner, okay? Breadwinner brings in money, okay? So this case here is not always bad. So watch this, right? This fear dog. Fear dog is causing a lot of problems inside here. So, and the lesson that you, the asker, need to learn is about learning how to really, produce better connection and form better love. Love and connection is an important lesson, an important need that you need to drive through, because that lesson here, sometimes people they confuse love with obsession. Okay, they are obsessed with things they can or cannot do. In fact, that not knowing how to do this, not knowing how to really love someone, in fact, you're obsessed with someone, can push someone into doing something that they don't want to do. Okay, which means in some case you cause that hatred and you cause the breakup, and then you blame someone for being unfaithful because that person already broke up with you. If they broke up with you, technically they can do whatever they want to do. Okay, if they're with you, they're married to you, that's a different case. Okay, this is a lover, not a spouse. Okay, it's a lover, not a spouse. So there's a technical difference here. Listen, I'm not citing anyone here. I don't think being unfaithful is good at all. However, I'm just looking at the case situation. Sometimes you need to see it as it is in order to improve. So the situation is always in this particular section. Okay, so the lesson that you need to learn is about love and connection. Use your own thing. Okay, can you see that now? All right, so this is a case. Right, is someone faithful or not faithful at this moment in time? Okay, and in the near future, what can happen? Obviously, if someone asks this question, already he or she is suspecting something is already happening. If not, why would you suspect at all? It wouldn't even cross your mind. Your spider sense wouldn't have picked it up in the first place. If you're picking it up and the sense is strong, then obviously there's some issues here that you might need to address. Okay? So this is another question. Now let's look at another way, another type of question. Let's see. Okay, now this is another question. How about a question on soulmates, right? Is my soulmate near me? This is like more positive type of question, wouldn't you say? Okay, is my soulmate near me? Again, I'm just using random example charts here, okay? So look at this. The question is soulmate, active word, near me, meaning in the vicinity of the radar, right? Okay, so what you need to do is pay attention to this. Watch. Our is the self, this is the soulmate outcome. Okay, let's check. Where is this guy in the chart? Da, 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 and there it is. So you are here. Okay, so this represents the asker, the one who wants the answer. And where is soulmate? Soulmate is right here. Okay, so it's quite simple. This is wood. This is fire. And would produce fire. Hey, positive, it's there. You are going to meet soulmate. Would produce fire. Any obstructions in between this and this? Let's see, open door, no obstruction. Okay, wood to fire, no obstructions. So the answer is yes, very near in fact. This is how you see it. Okay, could there be, if I extend the question, you see, normally Oracle is straightforward answers. We don't expand the question until it becomes so complicated. It's straightforward. It answers the question, is my soulmate near me? The answer is yes. Perhaps you want to say where? Well, then if you look at this is in the south. Okay, so it's in the south, therefore in the south of wherever you are. Of course, you want to say, will this turn out to be a great relationship? Let's check this out. Any of this black color right here, right now? No, everything is great. Precious light, superb. All right, you have the relationship star, and then you have the rest door, which is easy, and Yigwood, in this case here, represents the soulmate. Perfect, okay? And for those of you who are aware of the Yijing hexagram, which obviously the full oracle involves you doing Yijing, check this out, fellowship hexagram. Fellowship is a great hexagram to have. And at this point is a starting point. This is the changing line, by the way. So that means you are the starting point of that relationship, hasn't started yet, so it's a correct indication. If you have such a question, that's what it means, okay? So as you now can see, okay, again, you learn something new here, which means how do I see the who and the outcome by looking at the hour and the exact minute. And again, QiMen Oracle, let me just take a blank piece of paper here. QiMen Oracle almost always focuses on the why and the what, and at times it can also address the who, okay? It normally doesn't address the hows, because the hows are part of the QiMen forecast technique. And the forecast technique is based on the full hour, whereas this chart here are based on the minutes of the asking. Can you see the difference now? Once you understand this tool, it is actually much easier for you to see the situation. Now, of course, if you are a practitioner, obviously that's why you're learning this class, you want to be a practitioner someday or right now, then it's your job to know whether it's a why, what, who question or is it a how question, okay? Basically, if you want to get something and you don't know how to get there, there's a how question, okay? If you don't know what should I do to get that, it's still a how question because you want to know what to do. If you want to know what to do, it's a how, okay? Because you want to know how. That's why it's called what to do. So a what question is what's blocking me, for example. That's a what question, okay? What is the issue in this case right now, okay? What is the blockage? What is the main concern? That's a what, okay? A how is how do I get there, okay? What do I need to know to get there? Then that is a how, okay? Then it's a forecast question, okay? So let's look at it from, okay, how about this, okay? What is holding me back from the career that in my career right now, okay? Let's just use another example here. I'm just randomly taking out example charts here, okay? So let's look at this chart here. Again, it's a career-related question. So a career-related question immediately puts us into the career box right here. Okay? Now, there was a me in here. What's holding me back? Okay, it's not just about the career, it's about what is the career in relation to the me, which means the me here is a yin earth. So we look at this part here, okay? Now, watch. Now we are studying these two boxes, okay? So is there anything wrong with the career without you in it? Well, let's look at the career. Well, the what represents the opportunities, they are both red color, so obviously the opportunities in your career is great. While the morale, all right, morale or motivation or the unseen, it's not so great. There's a lot of tension and anger, right, or maybe pressure, because fire deity is a punisher. Basically, it's a punishing job, obviously. Okay, wait, come on, not all jobs are easy. You want to, learn something or do something. Well, that's the way it is. Okay, so I don't think this is a big problem. People-wise, not everyone is friendly, but it's fine. Okay, because at the end of the day, if you're looking career-related opportunities, it looks great. But let's look at the self here. Let's look at the self here. This is the self. How we know it's the self? Because the asker is here, right? So this is the self, because you're asking what is holding me back. This box here is wood. This box is wood. There's nothing holding you back. If there was anything holding you back, it would be related to this box, because now there's a fear door. Fear, it's what you create in your internal world. It's the stress that you create, the worries that you create, your inability to have faith, because opposite of faith is fear, okay? Opposite of faith is fear. Fear paralyzes people. They don't dare to take action. They don't want to take the next step. They don't take on new responsibilities. They don't want to take on the new role. They are afraid, okay? When you're afraid, you're going to be a problem, okay? So what is happening in the self-balance? Well, there's the scale. The scale is about balancing, okay? The scale is about balancing. It's about looking for what is fair, okay? What is fair? You seek what is fair. You seek what you think is owed to you. And do you have the assistance on your side? The answer is yes, because in terms of spiritual help, the help is already there. It's been offered. So what is holding you back? Yourself, your fear. That's how you see it, okay? There's so many ways to see this, but you need to go through the logical thinking. So this is basically you're asking the oracle, and the oracle would answer you. Right? The oracle would tell you, hey, this is what's going on. And if you see this, then maybe that is the answer to your issues and challenges right now, okay? All right, let's answer a question that is related to, let's say, health, all right? So perhaps the question is, why am I sick constantly, okay, and out of energy every day? Maybe that's the question, right? Why am I sick all the time? So usually if you're asking the oracle, that means you have try and look for answers, try to talk to doctors, but the doctors are not giving you a clear answer. So you want a what is happening sort of question, right? So you want to look at the situation here, okay? So if you want to look at the health, a healer, clearly you know this is the healing element, okay? But we're not looking at that right now, because we're looking at the self, okay? This is the self. Where is the self right now? This is the self, okay? This is the self. And you are looking at what is causing the issue to your current health issues at this point in time. So if you look at the top, okay, there is, in this box here, this seal element, this not an element, by the way, this is a star. The seal star actually talks about health issues, opposite of the healer, okay? And they will never be on the same box, by the way. They would never be on the same box. So this is causing, okay, it so happens to be on the same box. Normally it's not, okay? It so happened that I came out with an example and I randomly took a chart and it's in the same box. But it could be on a different box of the asker. If ever you see the seal in the same box, if you know Chinese, it means you are now, it basically means you are concealed into a place or trapped into one place. The energy is trapped. And that actually represents illness issues. And out of what? Caused by what, okay? Well, because of the certain worries. Fear equals to worries and stress, okay? And scholars related to mental stress, because it could mean that you are using too much of thinking, thought, analysis. Sometimes, analyzing too much, doing too much of analytical work can cause you health issues, okay? So there are two types, either physically or maybe mentally. So this is a mentally created problem. So this is the main issue, and you check this out here. This is Earth. This is Earth. How we know it's Earth? Because the box says it's Earth. This box here is wood. And here the doctor, the healer, it's countering the illness. So which means this problem will go away on its own. Not to worry. Okay? This problem, wherever you are facing now, will go away on its own. Okay? So when will it happen? You may say, when? Tell me when. Well, it says here dragon and snake. Okay? So right now, you got to understand that from wherever you are right now, this is let's say it's a pig day, to the dragon day. So you know, after the pig, you have rat. Okay? Then you have ox, tiger, rabbit, dragon. 5 days from now. Okay? Or snake, 6 days from now. That's how you see it. Okay? Now, why is it day? Why is it not years? Well, because oracle is short term. Oracle is short term. It's not going to be years. It's rarely going to be weeks, most likely within days. But it's also a small question, okay? If you have designed this question to ask for a bigger scale, then it will tell you the weeks. But in this case, it's most likely the days, okay? So it could be a dragon or snake day from now, and obviously rat, if you're asking this on a pig day, then it's only 5 days from now. Or you can just say dragon or snake day, okay? That is the way to look at situations from the chart. So we have covered relationships, we've covered career, we've covered wealth, and we covered health. So this will be a starting ground for you to start practicing or start understanding your oracle. As you can see, there's so many more layers, but it has to be a step-by-step process, okay? A step process opens up, once you understand your oracle from a perspective of the stars and the energy deities, and then the doors and the stems, then you know how to seek the answers. So let me just recap here, okay? If you're asking about the self, it always looks at the hour stem, okay? If you're asking about, something to do with a why, it's usually one of the source energy deities. If it's a what, usually it is one of the 12 horary stars. If it is activity, right? Activity such as a career, for example, or job, career, same thing. Activity is usually a door. Stress is also a door. Worrying is basically the fear doors. Fear door represents stress and worry, okay? So if it's related to a who, then it's one of the stems, okay? So every 10 minutes is a new chart. So most of the time you spend 10 minutes reading that chart, that should give you an insight. Stick with the same chart until you get your answer. That's how it is done. So I hope you have gained a lot by watching and understanding this module. Remember, you got to watch it again. Sometimes watching it again, taking notes. Okay, read your notes, because the notes will provide you a lot more details and different scenarios. The notes will give you that. So please read your notes, study your notes, and I hope this technique here will serve as your guide from now on whenever you need to seek some answers or some guide from the universe. Okay, guys. Seems to be a rather long topic here. Wow, let's look at some of these questions here. I've been looking at your questions while I was teaching this module, and yes, I got really excited, and I wanted to answer a lot of the questions on the spot, but I wasn't using the actual chart, the now chart, so I can't use that to answer the question. And plus, I'm actually filming a module. But yes, a lot of these questions that you are asking, I will be actually doing an additional module. And guys, can clean this up, yeah? All right. So I will be doing additional. So when I was teaching that topic, I've got a lot more things that I want to add in, and certainly one lesson is not enough. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I want to cover more of that. Now let's just answer some questions here, because I see these questions keep piling up. So the first one is Ernest Kong. I'm Singaporean, but I'm living in Dubai right now. I am your QiMen advanced student. And so yesterday I plotted a forecasting chart regarding a business deal. The outcome is very favorable. I'm just wondering, in such a case, can I still plot an oracle chart to read the scenario? Will it give me additional information? If so, what kind in my case? Okay. So the oracle basically, unless you ask the oracle, the question of what don't I see, that could be an obstacle, okay? Or I can ask what could be the hidden danger, right? If that is necessary for you, then yes, you can ask that question, okay? So you don't look at this career palace, but you look at this thing called the balance okay? The scale, look at scale. Heavenly scale can represent the deal that you are trying to assess, okay? JT Lim says, absolutely love forecasting. Started QiMen last year and gotta say this was exactly what I was looking for. Have been telling your coaches for more info about hexagrams and divination, either my Red Phoenix did its job or I used Black Tortoise on you successfully. I also wanted to share with everyone in here about my QiMen journey. I think it might help some of you. I started QiMen because of money and wealth. I mean, that was all I wanted. The funny thing about metaphysics is it has somehow connected me to more brilliant life now, finding true happiness and a life partner. Wow, that's cool, right? Most people think that they want money, but at the end of the day, money is to serve, you know, a higher purpose or whatever ultimate purpose that you want. So yes, along the way, you will discover much more than just money. And in this case here, you found meaning. Okay, the meaning of wealth has completely changed. That's exactly what I just said. Life has completely changed. Money is not less important, but now it's become an effect of how my life works. Really amazing. Cool. Okay, so that's great. There's so many questions. I want to read all these questions. Can you guys just let me read through this? Okay. Now, guys, all right. Let me read through the questions. Now, what I want you guys to do is this. I want to give you guys some background information. Okay, background information. You watch this clip right now that our team here has curated for you. But here's the thing. What I need you to do here is this, okay? I need you to listen to this. You know, fear could be one of the greatest challenges as to people using this, okay? They say, I don't know if this works for me or not. Listen, give it a shot, all right? Sometimes you need to take that leap of faith in order for you to actually, you know, see a change in your life, all right? So just, for example, all right, how many of you are skiers? How many of you are skiers here? That's cool, all right, just put it here. I'm a snowboarder. I used to be a skier, now I'm a snowboarder. You know, when you're skiing, and you go to, I don't know, one of my favorite places is Niseko. I now go to Whistler and I go to Zermatt. And I ski on black slopes now, all right? Diamond slopes, black slopes. And for those of you who ski, you know that the black slope is like the steepest. And usually you have to have really good skills on you know navigating such a slope, and usually the angle is really steep. Okay, now if you are a snowboarder or a skier, okay, and you're a beginner or you know just starting out, you probably won't go to a black slope. Now let me ask you this: how do you get to a black slope? How many of you have been skiing? Right, so you get to a slack slope because, well, you're being a beginner, you accidentally fall into one of those lanes and you discover, oh shit, now this is a freaking black slope. You got no other choice but to go forward. And as you fall a little bit and you get up and you go over, you might be complaining, oh shit. But you know what? After a couple of times doing that, and later on, the red slopes and the blue slopes become easy for you because now you took the leap of faith. You had no choice, but you went there anyway. Okay, so sometimes you need someone to push you off the black slope and go down. So that is a little bit of what I call the leap of faith, okay? So if you take it, it's like you're going to fall on snow. You're not going to be that painful, all right? So and this is not the off-piste run where you can hit a tree. You're not, because our coaches here are all guiding you. So you at most you're going to do, you might make a few mistakes here, but you fall onto the snow. It is fine. Get up and continue going. So here I need you guys to have a little bit of a confidence. This is a little bit of a black slope here, though. But you know what? If you take that challenge, I'm pretty sure it'll be all right for you. Okay, so put the fear aside. Have a little bit of faith. Move forward and use the oracle. And so here's the thing. All right, so watch this training video right now, and I'm going to read through all these questions, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to answer those questions for you before we go on to our next module. Play the video.
So I did the online course, which is amazing, and you learn a lot there. And so I started the journal, and over the past few months I've been documenting and doing sage mode and learning the different deities, the different stems, the different stars and the doors, and using that. And each time you add a different layer to it. So I set goals a few months ago, and just before I came here from South Africa, I went through my journal again and I ticked off all the goals that actually came true, and it was amazing, like to the point. Like if you ask for so much money, the exact same amount comes to you. Like It's actually just so wonderful to know that you have a tool like this that can match your ambition in life. So yeah, I have been using it.
QiMen has helped me a lot in terms of evidential occurrences and asking, and it's been really amazing actually. Now I'm doing only for my family, and it's really worked wonders.
I can identify what is the good things and the bad things of the atmosphere or the energy around you. So now I know these things, and I do a little changes in my life, and now it's working well.
I'm a complete newbie when it comes to QiMen, so this is my first QiMen class. I haven't really applied it. The only thing I've done is I use SagePath on myself, or have been doing that for the past 2 years, and it's been a miracle. Yeah, it's completely transformed my career as well. I suddenly get jobs that I wouldn't get before. It pays my bills essentially. So SagePath is absolutely great, and that's also why I started to become more and more interested in QiMen overall. There are a lot of skeptic people out there, and just because you're skeptic doesn't mean that it doesn't apply to you. I mean, Donald Trump doesn't believe in climate change, yet it exists, right? So it's not like you're completely unaffected just because you don't believe in it. Give it a try, be open-minded, and you'll see it changes your life.
Because I find that especially in my line of work, part of my job is to build business strategy. So I need to look ahead of helping my company to divert the resources to either areas of opportunities or to avoid threats. So I got introduced to QiMen. I was very fascinated that it is really a strategic tool where you can use the forecasting chart to help you anticipate your actions and what's the likely outcome, what's the likely pitfall. Then you know, then you can be a better strategist. So since learning QiMen, I've been applying it in my line of work to help me at least anticipate what's to come, so then I can give the proper or the right advice or the actions that my company should take.
I'm taking QiMen to better my life and the life of others, my clients, and especially my family. My kids a couple of them are in business, and my youngest son also, to help him compete, he's in sports. So QiMen can help the life of others by using activations, using placement, because it makes the result much better than without it. It's doing something without taking a chance. You know that the results are going to be positive. So QiMen is something above feng shui in Chinese astrology that can help you get results.
This year is actually my second year attending this QiMen program. So after my first year, I went back to university overseas and I applied whatever I learned in my studies and in my extracurricular activities. And I did see some exceptional results which were a little bit hard to believe as well. I was a bit skeptical when I first started it, but I found that the more I practice it and the more I use it, I start to notice changes better. And then you would say that QiMen works because you start to notice the results much faster, more often you use it.
I've seen its applications in forecasting as well as manifesting, and I personally experienced success stories as well. So obviously I want to deep dive as much as possible into further applications. Okay, so I'm actually changing jobs, and this new job was actually the result of a manifestation that I did. In the beginning, you're supposed to visualize the outcome, and I've always had trouble visualizing, but there was this one time when we did it, and when I did it, and just saw myself in the job itself. And the interview process went smoothly, and at every step of the way I forecasted what kind of questions were going to come up and how to answer those questions. And there was a HS in the outcome box, and really enough, in less than 4 weeks, I got the offer. So yeah, that was just really amazing, and so that just reaffirms the faith that this actually works.
I hope you guys enjoyed the session, and welcome back. Wow, looks like we have a lot to cover, and I've read through some of these very really great questions that you guys have. I'm still seeing questions coming in. And what I did during that little break just now, I have compiled some of these great gifts and giveaway that I have found. This is one copy left. This is called the QiMen Evidential Occurrence. And keep posting a question if it's a great question. And I'm going to pick the questions that I think are usable. And if I pick you on this round, what's going to happen is I will be most likely using your question in the filming of the continuation of our, the QiMen Divinity program. But we got to get a bit more details from you to, sort of have some background understanding, because we're going to use real cases, so we're going to use your cases. And of course, to thank you for it and to participate in this, I'll send you a book in this, okay? So again, first come, first serve, and be clear, right? Clear questions not get picked up. And there's one copy of this, and then there's 3 copies of Strategic Executions for the 100 Formations. Again, I'm supposed to give this out. There are 2 more copies of this. This one, I found it in my storage. Is the Yi number oracle, which means if you see a very interesting number, let's say now you see a number 96, right? And then you see number 96, and then this is the reading for that 96 based on Yi Jing, okay? So basically, if you see any number, right, random number you pick up, let's just say you read a number like 215, for example. You see 215, 215, it means what? It's really cool, right? This is the Yi number oracle. And of course, the grand giveaway, right? There'll be many more Q&As I'm going to do today, okay? So you got to stay all the way to the end, and then you get, right, this possibility of winning this book. There are 5 of this compendium out there. Okay, questions. First one is, I'm going to pick Dewi. And listen, guys, please try and put your full name because it's easier for me to identify you and for my team to be contacting you, okay? So here's Dewi's question. My son used to be talkative and shared a lot of his stories from school. Recently become quiet. As parents, we're worried if you get bullied in the school, how can I know this? Whether the son get bullied in school, yes, then the QiMen Oracle is very good at getting the answer for you. So we will use this, okay? Okay, and for that, let's use, okay. We're going to give you a strategy. Jaden, take note of this. I don't know which Devi is this, but you know which one I'm referring to?
Yeah, I saw the message.
Okay. All right, so can you please click on that and contact Devi privately, PM her, and then please, guys, put your full name so it's easier for them because there could be thousands of Devi, but that was the question. Yep. I'm going to send you this book, Strategic Execution. The answer to that, because right now if I go into actual Oracle answering, and it will take a lot of time from actually giving the training later on, so I want you to stay tuned for this. We're going to get our people to send to you a copy of this, and then we're going to use your question as one of the examples subsequent, okay? Chaya, okay, Chaya, how do I use the Oracle to check with which college is suitable for my son, which is to be covered in the original product? What do you mean is original as in the QiMen Academy? QiMen Academy is for strategic execution and forecasting. So yes, you can use the Oracle. The Oracle, what we just done, that lesson, and I will specifically try and address. This is an interesting question as well, okay? So we'll use that to answer how, if you have choice A, choice B, choice C, use the Oracle and see which of these choices has a more auspicious Oracle forecast. That's possible because this answers the what, right? It's not a how, it's just the what, right? So yes, it's possible, Chaya. All right, we'll send you the second copy of the Strategic Executions book as well. Okay, sign. And this is who? Chira Chia, right? Chira Chia is nice. Wow, Oracle can tell if spouse is unfaithful. What about toxic friendships? Toxic friendships. Can Oracle tell if my friends are weighing me down? Will you be teaching us how to do this reading? I'm not, but I can. All right, so okay. If you don't know your friends are weighing you down, possibly there's something wrong, or you're not being aware. But hey, it's possible to answer trivial questions. Yes. So all right, Jaden, we're gonna do trivial questions, okay, as maybe a mini topic. I'm not sure yet, but we will do this. But let's contact Chira. Maybe she has a more detailed question for us, and then we can actually structure it as part of a sort of a Q&A in an additional module to this module that we just done. Okay, this is the last of the copy of Strategic Execution, and we'll send to Chira. But okay, you keep the questions coming, guys. Next one, okay, I'm going to give away the limited copies of Sun Tzu Warcraft, right? This is really limited, this hardcover edition. First one here, let's see. Veronica T. I'm a tarot card reader. Nice. Can QiMen Oracle complement my current business? Excellent question. Yes, it does. In fact, I think you add in a whole new depth and level to that understanding. I think a tarot reading, you have an understanding of all the cards and what they mean. Whereas in Oracle, you should get to know the 12 source energy beings, which is like a tarot card reading, but you get to know like the angel aspect of that card. It's like, you know, who is your guardian and what are deities and what do they mean and so forth. The answer is yes. Let's see if we can include this as an additional sort of a topic here. Okay, Kenny, do we have time for me to go through more questions here?
I think you can take 3 or 4 more.
Okay, all right. So this one, Jaden, we sent to her. Okay, let's take one more so far. All right. Alfredo Michael, this is my favorite lesson so far, really interesting. You do it so effortlessly. Will I be able to do that too? I want to join the program, thanks. Of course you can, Alfredo. It's just practice, right? I'm familiar with this stuff. You are not yet familiar, but once you get familiar, it'll be easy for you. Everyone starts from, practicing, okay? Once they practice, they get used to it, they will be able to do this, okay? So there are the 2 copies. Okay. There's someone screaming at this sort of a night time. Maybe you want to tell them to, all right, quiet down a little bit, because we are having a live session here right now. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll leave the oracle to later. We'll give away this one question here. I think this is cool. Okay. What is this question? Right. Rahul is saying, I really want to know. I'm feeling very lost and unmotivated. I don't know why. Can coach help me teach how to check this? Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. The answer is yes. Anything to do with why and what is a yes with the oracle. The oracle is like talking to Yoda. The only problem with Yoda is what? He talks in a cryptic way, right? Just like the oracle. So if you understand the language of how, not Yoda, but how the oracle speaks, and then you can sort of decode it, then you will get the guidance. Now, it cannot motivate you though, okay? Because motivation is from you yourself, right? But it can tell you, it can help you, find yourself or find the right way to go, okay? So it cannot motivate. I got to be very frank with you. The oracle doesn't motivate you. Sometimes it may even scold you, right? To wake you up. But in a nice way though, in a loving way though. But it's not a motivational coach going there, rah, 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 you should do this. It doesn't do that. Yeah? It tells you, hey, you're lost, and this is the direction that you possibly need to go, okay? So that's this, in fact, isn't it cool? You get the evidential occurrence, right? Isn't this an evidential occurrence by itself? So you're going to get this and you're going to read what is the actual outcome for this. Okay, here we go, Jaden. All right, so the guys, are you guys all cool? Okay, I'm going to leave this for the further questions. There's so many really, really great questions coming. Keep them coming in, okay? And please go and see if there are any more books we can give away. Anyone, we're trying to clear up all this stuff anyway, but I think these are cool books that are good for people and good for you guys, okay? So I stay tuned for more Q&As. I'm going to pick more questions here. Here I want to talk about a very important aspect of QiMen, okay? And let me tell you in the form of a story, and maybe this will help you understand, the importance of the next lesson that I'm about to teach and about to share with you, okay? So I'm going to refer to a story where, long ago, in the very, very hot desert, there was a man with 3 camels. Okay, so as you know, in the desert, in the heat of desert, in the heat of summer, right? It's like there are no clouds, and even the sand was hot. So he was on the desert, and then he came upon, an oasis. Okay, in an oasis, and of course he was with 3 camels, and then he wanted to take a dip in the oasis, get drinks. He was so happy to see, water, right? He's so thirsty and he wants to drink water, so his camels were drinking the water. However, he's a little bit worried, right, that if he were to jump in and swim and take a dip, his camels will run away, okay? So he want to find out, what to do. He looked around and he only had 2 two ropes, not strings, two ropes to tie the camels to the tree, okay? So the problem is he got 3 camels. So how is he able to make sure that the camels don't run away while he's taking a shower or taking a bath or drinking the water, swimming in the oasis? So he was thinking, he didn't know what to do. Then all of a sudden, for no reason, but he saw in the corner there was an old man, a wise looking man. Now, he went up to this old man and said, hey, wise man, you look really wise. Can you tell me how can I tie the camels to the tree with only 2 ropes? And so the wise man looked at him and said, it's very, very simple. Here's what you should be doing. You take the first camel to the tree, to the palm tree, and you tie the camel in the presence of the other 2, okay? And you make sure the rope is tight and right around its neck and that the other 2 sees it. And the next thing you do is take your remaining rope, which is what you only have, and make sure that the third camel sees you tying the second camel to the tree. Okay, you make sure you do that. And next thing I need you to do, and you must follow this step, is to go to the third camel. I know you don't have a rope, but what you need to do is you do the imaginary actions of actually tying a rope around the camel and bringing it and securing it into the tree. You need to do that. Now, of course, this man said, oh, okay, all right, I'll do as you say. All right, are you sure that the camel won't run away? I said, yeah, pretty sure. You just try that and see. Okay, and so he did exactly that. He tied the camel onto to the tree, and then he went on, take a dip, swim, and for an hour later he came back, and sure enough, the 3 camels are still there, including the one that wasn't tied to the tree, okay? And so it's like, wow, this trick actually works. All you have to do is show the camel that it was tied to the tree. So now what he did was, it's very simple. Now he's got to make his way, continue his journey in the desert. So what did he do? He untied the first one, untied the second one, and then he got onto the camels and he made sure that they're all tied to the same string now to pull and continue on the journey. Now, as he's moving, the first and second camel was moving, but the third camel refused to move from where it is. And he was like, what? This camel is not moving. Something is wrong with the camel. So he went over there and tried to push the camel, tried to convince the camel to move, but the camel didn't want to budge. It just stayed at the exact location. So this man is so puzzled and so stressed out. Then he searched around in the oasis and he found the old man again, and he asked the old man, the wise man, said, hey, I did as you said, but right now I want to make a move, but that camel didn't want to move. Is there some reason in there, and why is this happening? And the old man said, hey, did you untie that rope? He said, why do I need to untie? There was no rope in the first place. Then this old wise man said, you know that, but the camel doesn't. What you need to do now is to go to the camel and visually to pretend that you are untying the rope, and then the camel will start to move. And he went, oh, is that what needs to be done? So he went over to the camel and he did the imaginary cutting of that rope, and lo and behold, the third camel started to move. Now here's the moral of the story. A lot of us don't realize that there is an invisible rope that we feel that we have that is tied to a tree. And so we don't take the next step. We don't make the next move in our lives. That invisible rope is holding us back, and we don't realize it. What I would like to do in the next lesson is to help you cut that rope. And I want you to see the entire process of how that rope can be cut. And then you'll be free to be the best that you can be. So come with me now. We're going to talk about the most important lesson in this entire journey. I hope you guys are ready for this. At this stage now, really, we have completed almost a lot of the things we've set out to do in the last 4 days of live training. I hope you guys have truly enjoyed this journey with us so far, and all 14 of us here in this room still feeling really excited. We brought you to this stage, and barring all the additional stuff that we are going to add and going to include in the final product, And we're really going to include all your biggest questions and biggest concerns, and then we still have a lot of pretty notes, the notes that we're going to design to fill up, the certain additional points and downloadables. There will still be a lot of months and months of work that we need to pour in to create the final product. But really, at this stage, I would like to say a big thank you to all of you, right, for participating, for contributing, and for your love, for your energy, right, to me and the team. That's what keeps us going at this time of the night, right? So really, because of you made it to this far in the training, I'm going to ask you one very, very, very important question here. Do you want the QiMen Divinity program, the final product, when it's completed, for free? If you would like that, please put in a me at this section right now. That's right. So many of you, right? So on top of that, do you want a proven step-by-step system into learning the entire QiMen system and applying it to all aspects of your life in an easy-to-follow method, or eliminate all the uncertainties like don't know how to do this, don't know how to do that, a step-by-step format, like a complete system that goes deep into the subject of QiMen Dunjia and making sure that it really transforms your life, not a program that will sit on the shelf and do nothing. Right. So here's how you can get it. In a couple of weeks' time from now, I am going to open up the enrollments for my once-a-year QiMen Academy for the general public. Now, and as you already know, that my QiMen Academy Advanced retails for $1,997. Now, this is to the general public, of course, and you guys are not the general public. You guys, as I said earlier on, 4 days ago, you're part of my tribe. For all of you guys here, you guys are going to get a special privilege enrollment access to the QiMen Academy Advanced. Now, this program is created based on all the same and advanced applications that I've used in my business and in the businesses that of my clients that I've helped over the years. And seriously, until today, it's never been easier to teach this subject because we have an Explorer software, we have all the tools, we have all the charts, ready-made charts and all. It became much easier to pass on this knowledge and to make it applicable. At the end of the day, you want a program that's not just a program about strategy or just a tool, but a true step-by-step follow-up plan or follow-through plan that keeps you not just accountable, but make sure that the transformation actually happens in your life. So here's a look on what the plan looks like. That entire battle plan is what I call the QiMen Unifying Model. I want to give you access to this, have an understanding of this vast subject. And as you know, QiMen Dunjia is sometimes can get a little bit sophisticated or complicated. And before you even see results, sometimes people get confused and they give up. So what I want you to do is to show you that this unifying model actually helps address all these concerns. It helps you expand on the subject and topics that you probably already know from the QiMen Divinity program, and it expands and dives deeper into every subject and make sure that you have a full understanding and command over the subject. So what we've got here is a program not just about strategy, but a true tool that can be a step-by-step follow-up plan that keeps you accountable for your transformation that is about to happen in your life. So here's what the plan looks like. This is called the QiMen Unifying Model, and it has 4 stages really. And at the base, it's all about the extremities. There are a lot of cases where urgent and important things that need to happen, and you need to fix it, and you need to deploy QiMen to fix that problem. Listen, we have a lot of urgent, sudden things that happen in your life, and we need help, right? So how do we get to that point? Now, many people think that they should start with this, but that's not the way to master QiMen. In fact, in QiMen, there are 4 layers. The pillars that help you, that is the entire structure of QiMen Dunjia, and then there's the core, and then there's the peak. But you have to start here. You have to start first with the right sage mind. Now, in the QiMen Divinity program, you have a glimpse of it. If this is the first time you're doing QiMen, you get a glimpse of this subject. How do you actually access your guardian of destiny? How do you command it? But this is a thorough command and control over what state of mind you need to be in. How do you get in tune with it before you can do super forecasting? Now, super forecasting is in fact the strategies, the hows, the ways to get to where you want or what you want in your life. This is so, so important because a lot of times you just don't want to know the why and what's. The why and what's just answers the big question and you sort of understand something about it. But truly, if you want change, you first need to know how to change, right? How to get to the outcome. So this is really what it is about, right? I'm going to tell you what this is shortly, right? The content, but this itself really is getting to where you want to be, okay? And then how do you redefine that reality for yourself, right? What are the game changers? What modifies the subject? What can you do to enhance something or to mitigate a problem after you forecasted the problem, right? So that is the pillars. You got to know what affects that the forecasted outcome. And finally, once you know how to do that, that's when you deploy immediate tactics or methods that can be immediately used to get an outcome. You can't, in emergency cases, there's no time to strategize. That's what it means. You can't just say, oh shit, there's an emergency, I'm going to cause a strategy here to solve a problem. No, you don't. You got to find a tactic. If someone is drowning, there's no strategy. You got to deploy a tactic to solve that problem. Okay, so if you are facing difficulties, you need a tactic. When you have time, you do strategy. So this whole thing here is called the unifying model. And I want to tell you, if and when you participate in the advanced program, at every stage, you're going to gain mastery over these subjects. And this is the path where you could cut the invisible ropes that held you back all these years and move you forward. And it is not difficult at all. I'm going to show you how it is cut, but you need to see how it is cut in order for you to be able to move forward. So the first part is to get to the peak level, that's at controlling and mastering the sage mind. At this stage, it's all about intuition and how to be in tune to the sage mind. Okay, so all the strategies here is about getting attuned to the divine energy. What to expect in a manifestation process and the time duration that is used in mastering this manifestation process. Everything that you need to know about getting into the sage mind is discussed and taught in this module. And after that, we move on to the most important part, I think, in part of the sage mind. When you're doing forecasting, and if you're doing forecasting, part of the challenges is being able to determine what the useful God is. Now, useful God, if you've not done forecasting before, is being able to identify the subject matter. Clarity on the subject matter, being able to catch the correct point of focus, determines the entire outcome of a reading. So I'm going to show you exactly how the step-by-step method into achieving this. This is, in fact, the very essence of forecasting itself. And you can only do this if you have an attunement to the sage mind. And some of you have seen me done live before in a live Q&A, actually using forecasting. And the way I'm able to pick up those things is because of this. There is an art to it. I'm going to show you exactly the secret into doing that in a step-by-step format. Now, after you completed the first stage, you go on to the second stage, which is all about how do you do the forecasting. And so here, the first and foremost, and everyone needs to know that, the strategies on wealth and money matters. This section is all about knowing how to not just plan for a business if you own a business, but how do you transit if you want to forecast the ways of transiting from having a professional career and transiting into owning a business. Now, you don't have to become a business, a boss or owner to run a business. You can be an investor. And if you're going to be an investor, you need to know, what are the dangers of, investing in a certain company. People think that, can I just forecast the share price? No. You don't do that. In actual forecasting, every business is run by people and they have actions and decisions. If you can forecast whether their business decision is right or wrong, then you would be able to know if this particular company is worth for you to own equity in. Or you will now know what is the best course of action if you would like to expand and grow your business, or you will now know whether it's the right timing or the right choice in making a career-changing decision. That's how good this topic would be. Okay, that's all the wealth and money-related topics. And then move on to work and achievement and success, because I think it's extremely important to be able to navigate through office wars and politics. Listen, I know a lot of us don't like to play politics. Okay, nobody likes to do that. Unfortunately, it's not whether you like it or not. Every time when there's a lot of people in a large corporation, it's like you are participating in the Game of Thrones. There's almost no escape for it. So you might as well win it. To do that, you need to understand what are the, the evils or the challenges, that traps that people set for you, and how do you navigate them and actually turn those into opportunities. We've discussed that in this module. And then moving on, health, karma, and marriage. I think this is so important because sometimes, no, actually a lot of times, a lot of the problems are not your fault. And you're just put into that place, or maybe karmically or some other issues have caused you to be in that situation. The thing is this, you already dealt with this hand. How do you get out of it? That will be your choice, okay? Nobody can choose their beginning, but they can certainly choose the ending. And so if that is the case, then you need to know the strategies of how you can overcome certain health problems, certain karmic issues, and certain marriage issues that you're already in and you need to get out of. Now this, of course, took years of practice and consulting to get to this point, but surely I think you will find this a really, really gratifying topic to learn and to master. And this is at stage 5 of our advanced level, and it surely will complement wherever you're already learning so far. And then we'll talk about the modifiers and game changers. This is so important because this basically talks about, number one, you've seen some of these, right? The multipliers that we have used in the QiMen Divinity program. In the QiMen Divinity program, we talk about how we insert certain special formations into the destiny chart to create a certain outcome. But what about this in our actual forecasting? What about this in our strategies? What is known as the tree flag barriers, right? How do you actually derive the tree flag barriers, and how do you actually find the best strategies to solve money problems, career problems, health problems, or relationship problems that you're currently facing? I know it takes some effort, but at least there's a way to do it. This tells you the way to do it. If you like metaphysics, this topic alone makes hell of a difference. And the next thing are subtractors. Besides, multiplying something, something can take away something. Something can actually be threats, and they reduce your chances of success. And you want to know what this is, and you want to turn that around to use it in your favor, okay? So those are called subtractors. You learn multipliers in the QiMen Divinity, but what about subtractors? Subtractors actually reduce the outcome. So if you can add this to your QiMen Divinity program, you now know a second layer in that reading, okay? And of course, there are nullifiers, something that can totally nullify all the efforts that you put in a subject or a dream or a task. So you want to know what that is, but you can take advantage of this. You can nullify, other people's negativity. Okay, sometimes people will throw curveballs, or they might attack you. You don't know why they attack you. Maybe they attack you out of hurt, out of stress. Doesn't matter. That you can put that into emptiness or into a nullifier, or disrupt or reverse the attack. There are ways to do that as well. And here's the thing. How do you actually, initiate a comeback? When you are pressed to a corner and there's no way out, is there a way to actually initiate what we call a turnaround, okay? To turn the tables onto your enemies, and so that you can be the attacker instead of the victim, okay? So there are ways to do that. We call it the anomalies, and there are strategies that I want to share with you, and that will be on Module 9 or Week 9 in your training, okay? So all this complements your education. And finally, we get to what we call the base, the extremities. What are extremities? When there's danger, right? When you have emergencies, you can't wait for strategies to be deployed. You don't need to know tactics that you can deploy immediately to rectify certain dangers, certain health problems, certain relationship problems that you can't wait for a strategy to be deployed. You use this. And we're going to discuss that in the final top secret technique or Week 10 in our education. So this, my friends, this is called the QiMen Unifying Model. Now, every single lesson here has taken me years to get to this point, to be able to simplify and synthesize everything to a simplified, applicable manner. Back in those days when I was a student of metaphysics, there was one teacher I remember that I went to, and he wanted to teach me a secret verse in a metaphysics subject I wanted to learn so much at the time, and that secret verse cost me 40,000 euros. And that time I was just starting out in my career. I was fresh after my university. I don't have money at all. Whatever I have at the time, I saved up, and I was just contemplating whether I should do it or not do it. I was thinking of studying myself at the time because I have access to some of these books as well. But you know what? For the longest time, I can't understand what the books were saying. And so I paid 40,000 euros, okay, at that time was a lot of money to a 22-year-old kid, yeah? So I went there and I paid for that subject, and that topic has only got 5 verses in Chinese. Now, you may think, what, 5 verses for 40,000 euros? That's a hell lot of money, right? I mean, who would be crazy enough to do this? You know, my parents thought I was crazy. You know, I was using whatever I had at the time to learn it. But you know, that 40,000 euros at that time turned out to be the best investment I've ever made in my metaphysics career. It's a starting point. Today, I've invested more than a couple of $1 million in my education. However, at that time, if I didn't know that little secret, that little 1% to that 5 verses, I wouldn't have understood all the other secrets in that classics. That sort of unlocked everything. And so, you know, different masters or different teachers, they have their so-called secret tools. Right? And a lot of the older masters are not willing to, part with their secret tools. Now, to say that each and every one module here is worth $1,000 is really an understatement. Now, your investment in this program will only be $1,997. And for this price, I'm going to include the entire QiMen Divinity program, the Abundance Blueprint, the final version when it is ready along with this. So which means you enroll in the advanced program, which you have not done before until now, and it's a full complementary system to what you've already learned so far, and I'm going to give you the final product, the final edit, along with all the finished notes and all the contents that is not yet filmed as you sign up for this program. So this is special just for you guys in my tribe right now. So now, I know, not only that, some of you will say, but this is advanced. I'm not really sure if I'm okay with just jumping into advanced. I'm still a beginner here. I hear you, just in case that you are a beginner, right, and you really needed something. Here's the thing. I will also throw in the basic program. So which means you sign up for the advanced tier, I will include the entire QiMen Divinity finished product and the QiMen basic core modules along with this entire package. Now, just so you know, it will not be sold to anyone else for this price after this private training room closes. So please take note of this. This is the special privilege. You will get this and this entirely free as you join this special program. Now at this point, if you just scroll down this page a little bit, in your private training room, you will see a sign up button. Okay, now do it right now. Okay, you see that? Now go ahead and click on this button right now. Don't worry, it will open a new window. You'll still be watching this training right here with me. At this stage, if it feels like I'm trying to persuade you to join the new QiMen Academy, you're damn right, I am, because I truly, truly believe that this program can change your life. And a lot of effort has been put into this, and all the materials that is inside this QiMen Dunja program is transformational. I know because I use it for all my clients, I use it for myself, and I use it for a lot of students. But that's not the only reason I'm asking you to join me. If you've been following me and my work for some time now, you know that my personal mission is to bring Chinese metaphysics to the mainstream. And there's just too much misconception out there, and too many people have been misguided, and I need to get my message out to as many people as I can, and I need your help. If you know my stuff, then I'm one person closer to reaching this goal. And with your support, I believe I can spread this message. And that's why I've invited you into this special training room, letting you see the entire filming of the QiMen Divinity. This is one way I hope that can add value to your life. I can see the effort and the actual content before you subscribe to it. And I let you know there's actually a lot more that we will be doing. And if you sign up for a program that if you're not already done yet, it will complement that and take your training to the next level. So I'm going to make this offer even crazier for you. Crazier in the sense that it'd be crazy to say no, because I'm going to be giving this very, very special bonus or bonuses for those of you who would consider to take action right now. Okay, so now up to now, you know that these are the 3 programs that you'll be enrolling for the price of 1. Meaning if you enroll today in the QiMen Academy Advanced, you will be getting the other 2 programs absolutely free. Not only that, I'm going to throw in bonus 1 as a special to you guys. These are the cheat sheets. These cheat sheets are updated, they are new, and they will contain all the necessary information on like 1 or 2 pieces of paper based on subjects. So which means that when you want to access QiMen and use something, these are the key components that you need to know and need to remember when you're deploying the forecasting, when you're doing the reading. Okay, this is really for a lot of lazy and forgetful people sometimes. Now, I'm not saying you guys are lazy, but there's some people who don't want to go through the hassle of reading too much, right? And in case you forgot everything that I've taught you and you somehow didn't finish the program or just got too busy, no worries. These are the cheat sheets. It is the easy reference. This will just speed up your entire process of doing your forecasting and using QiMen Dunja. And this is valued at $1,000. This is the type of cheat sheets that I used when I was a student. And I've, of course, rectified it, corrected, and updated it. And so that's why it is easy. This is what I personally use, okay? And definitely, it's worth much more than this alone. So I'm giving away these cheat sheets to anyone who is joining me in the QiMen Academy Advanced today. So this brings us to the summary of 1 additional bonus right here. So this, bear in mind that you're paying this price and you're getting all this at this point. And now, sometimes, you know, student needs backup. They need additional help. And that's why I have the new coaching calls. And the coaching calls are all unique and they're done live, and it's based on the questions and the topics at hand. So they're done in a way that after every module is released, then there will be a coach to actually do a debrief and answer questions. Everyone has questions, right? Nobody studies a topic and then they have no questions about it. They might have a personal question, they might have a technical question, and so I will have a team ready to go through the stories, the success that will help you grow within the community, within the academy. So that's why this bonus 2 is so important. So if at any one point in time you're unsure, you need to hop on to one of these group coaching calls, and you will be able to get answers. Now, there will be 6 coaching calls in total, 6 coaching calls across a period of time that will help you clear your doubts and help you move forward. And of course, the coaches help you keep accountable. Listen, if you go to class and you don't report to the teacher, then you're not going to study the subject. It's just like school, right? So log on and watch it live, or if not, listen to the recording at least, and then you will be able to move forward in this education. All right, this coaching calls alone, it's $1,200. And this actually goes to the, the support team that actually manages this. And there's a lot of work behind the scene, as you know, to make this happen. And I'm going to include this as part of your enrollment. And that ensures that you follow through with the education. And so that brings us to a new total here. So as you can see, group coaching calls will be included if you just join us in one program. I think even if you stop here, it's already a really fantastic deal that we're going to offer so far. Now, here's one more thing. You know, the new QiMen Explorer that we are now working on, part of it's already ready, part of it will be ready by the time we launch the program. Okay, so I want you to be able to use this for the next 12 months. So the next 12 months access, you will be able to have access to the QiMen Explorer. And this is not just the Explorer. This is the new version of it that actually includes the forecaster, the Oracle, the commands, and the contract, which we have already discussed as part of our QiMen Divination. That will speed up your entire learning process. And this is on top of the existing version that we have. This alone is a US $1,500 if I'm going to retail this eventually for students. Okay, so this is really cool, and this saves you a hell lot of time doing the charts by hand. Please take note that this special new version of the Explorer gets access to this. And as I said, this is a privileged access for those in my private training room. And the moment this private training room ends, so will access to this beta software that we have, the Oracle. Meaning, even those who are signing up for the advanced later on, the advanced tier later on, when we open it to the public, they will not have access. I repeat, they will not have access to the beta software that can enable the Oracle. Okay, so take note of this. Without access to this, they will be in the normal advanced tier, and there's no turning back. Okay, after this, we gotta close the enrollment, right? It's only useful for those who are in the program. So part of this package actually includes your access, your 12-month access to this, and if you would like in, this will be the time. So just so you know, right, this is the total value that you're seeing right now. It's special only for those who are in this private training room. Now, I'm not going to end here. I'm going to make it even more interesting for you. I'm going to include bonus number 4. And this bonus number 4, why is it another $2,000 product? Because this is not filmed yet. This is going to be filmed, and it's going to be filmed with the members of my QiMen Club, those who have success in their practice, their real cases. And they will be filmed with some of the coaches, some consultants who have very successful cases. And we're going to break down that case. I'm going to show you how you can deploy the same format or the same strategies immediately. That's the key word here. This is why copy and paste works. Because, sometimes there's always an element of guessing, right? Now, we're going to take that away by showing you what the real-life success cases are. And there will be interviews in this section, as either myself or my team members. We're going to interview the key people in the club or the coaches, and we're going to talk about all their secrets, and then we're going to break it down and show you how it is done. So this is useful for those who are actually studying QiMen. This is by itself a standalone program, and is worth every dollar in investment. And what we're going to do is we're going to include it as part of the package. Okay, so now you can see that there's a lot of a great value here. Now, up to this stage, you will walk away with all this value if you will just join us today as a privileged access enrollment member of our tribe. Okay, so if you get in here, you already walk away with all this program. Now, the thing is, I can't just stop here. We got to go further. It's all about providing great value. So for your investment of this price, I'm going to offer you the key point to take your QiMen journey to the next level. This is the final bonus that will seriously elevate your practice and your skill level. If you've been following my work, you know that my live events can go anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. So you guys will have bonus 5, which is a special access to my 3-day program called QiMen Academy Live. And in the next event that is going to be held, it's going to be the best ever. And I'll give you 2 tickets to this. And these 2 tickets to this 3-day event, it's by itself a US $10,000 value. Okay, so this is so important. In this 3-day event, we cover a lot of topics that is not already in the training program itself. It includes new subjects, deeper insights, a lot of guest speakers who have used this successfully, and they will explain their secrets and their techniques. So you gotta be there in this live event. This is so cool. Now, why does it say here a 4-day pass instead of 3 when QiMen Academy is only a 3-day program? Well, because this is the extra 1 day that is not part of QiMen Academy, but it is called the Secret Day. Now, the Secret Day is a standalone program just for pros. Okay, the Secret Day is just for pros. And you get an invitation to that as well. That's a standalone program, right? So you get this as QiMen Academy Live, a 3-day program, and a access to the pro level 1-day special where we're going to discuss deeper topics, anchor trainings, and of course a discussion, a deep dive into the QiMen Oracle. And that's, I think it's so valuable for a lot of people who are practicing and want to see it live. So that's why this is an encouragement for you to come to this event live itself. Okay, so for this, unfortunately for this, we really have a limit on this, because for all live events, there's a huge cost to just the venue, the sound system, the staff, the people that we pay, to actually make the whole event work. So we have to limit this, and truly, we can only give away 50 sets of this right now. So if you're into this, you want to come for the event, please scroll down to the page right now and click on the enroll button, the sign up button, and it will take you to the enrollment page immediately, and you'll be the first to receive the access to this 3-day event. Okay, so that sort of, sums up every bonus that we have right here. And of course, the QiMen Academy, for you, it is a 4-day instead of a 3-day. The 4th day is an additional a standalone day just for you guys. So that's QiMen Academy Live. And in summary, I hope you will scroll down to the page right now and click on the button and join me in the QiMen Academy Advance. Guys, you got to take action, and the time is now. Now, speaking about time, I think a lot of people have mentioned this before, so I'm going to address a little bit about this issue known as time and money. So this is also another important lesson I think we should be learning in life. Most people, in order to get more money, they will use their time in exchange for money. So think about this, right? You take on a job from 9 to 5, and then in order to get more money, what do? They take on a second job from 5 to 9 or 5 to late night to try and get more money. So generally, people use a lot of time to get more money. Now, then there are those who have the money, and what do? They try to leverage off their money to go and buy more time. So they will hire, and they will employ, and they will use other people's services so that they could leverage on more time. Now, the thing is this, it's very hard to strike a real balance between the two, but what you really want to work on is to 10x this. Now, how do you 10x this? This is like a scale, and in between this scale is really what you need to work on. This is called the leverage. And so you can do something with the amount of time which can give you 10x of the money. Or you can leverage your money, meaning you spend a certain amount of money, then get back a huge amount of time. The thing is, the name of the game is not to look for the balance. The name of the game is to 10x or 100x the return. So if you're going to use your time, you got to use your time to get way more than what you could normally get. That is what we known as the leverage. And so if you want to spend money, you got to spend on or invest on something that get back to you a lot of time in return. This leverage is what you should be focusing on. You shouldn't be focusing on no time, not enough time on something. I'm just trying to get more time. You don't focus here. You don't try to focus, I don't have enough money, I don't have this. You're focusing, this is wrong. You got to focus on the leverage. Wait a minute, this triangle looks familiar. This triangle is what I've been trying to tell you, that this is, in fact, the QiMen unifying model. In QiMen, you're going to look at ways to strategize, use time more effectively to generate better success. If you don't like this word, you can replace it with success or fulfillment. Or you can use certain amount of your investment, of course, reasonable amount, into the QiMen unifying model and subsequently get more time as a result. That is what we're talking about. This is what we need in order to transform our lives. So here is a recap of the entire QiMen program that we are offering today. So if you decide to join us in the QiMen Academy this year, this is a $20,000 US value for the price of just $1,997. This is all you will be getting, and this is the leverage that I'm talking about right now. So scroll down the page right now, click on the enroll button, and take advantage of the limited bonuses that we have today for you. Now, if you're still on the fence, let me make this even more extra for you just this one time. This is so special that it's actually spatial just for you, okay? So here's the thing. Now, a lot of you were already in my first 100 for the private Zoom meeting. Now, this private meeting is priceless, okay? And we have absolutely run out of space for this, and we will not be reopening this in honor of those who are registered and took action early. Okay, so for those of you who are in that program, already signed up earlier on, you get this and whatever we're offering today. This is priceless. However, for the next 100 of you who want to join us and you're on the fence right now, this is something so special just for you, and we're offering for the first time ever. We're going to offer a recorded broadcast of the upcoming QiMen Academy 3-day program live. Okay, so we're going to record this 3-day event, and we're going to offer this to the first 100 of you who register for this program this year right now. So if you want to be part of this, and we're very strict on the limited bonus, if you would like this, then now is the time for you to take action. And one last bonus. Here's the thing. If you enroll now, we're going to ensure you and guarantee you that for all the upcoming bonuses or additional upcoming bonuses that we may have as a result in the next couple of days. So, you know, sometimes we get questions and we get a lot of feedback, and then we might actually have unannounced bonuses right now. And if we have those bonuses, I want you to be assured that you will also be part of that bonus as well. So this is a guarantee of the upcoming, if we have any additional bonuses in the next couple of days starting right now. So QiMen Academy officially will be launched in the next couple of weeks, and in that enrollment, the bonuses will be different than what is offered here right now at this point in time. And this private training room will close in the next couple of days, and once it's closed, you will no longer have access to the QiMen Divinity program. That program will not be part of the bonus when we are launching the QiMen Academy in a couple of weeks from now. So there you go, guys. This is the special enrollment privilege just for you guys here in my private training room. And just a reminder for all you here, the QiMen Divinity program will not be available, will be not part of the bonuses when QiMen Academy opens for the official enrollment a couple of weeks from now. So you guys now have access until August 31st, where we're going to officially close the privileged access to all those of you who want to enroll in this program. And just a reminder, there are limited bonuses such as the access to the live events, as well as the recording to the QiMen Academy live, the 3-day event. So if you want in, now would be a great time. You know, guys, how else can you really win in the time versus money game? For $2,000, really, here are your options. You can really spend 10 times the amount to get an MBA. And maybe with an MBA, they get you a promotion to pay you $500 a month and maybe get to keep your current job in the current economy. Or maybe you can spend the same amount of money on a disgruntled minimum wage worker working for 3 months and hopefully trainable, and hopefully that saves you time, and hopefully that helps you bring in some revenue. Or maybe you could get a piece of this. Now, you could have a lifetime access to the QiMen Academy materials, learn a skill that you could use a lifetime and not just help yourself, but everyone else that is dear in your life. And at the same time, 10x your life. Now, really, all investments come with some risk. You know that. But I'm going to completely eliminate all the risk for you because I truly believe that this program will change your life. There are only 2 things that can happen here when you join our program. Number one, first, you join the program and you follow the steps that is in all this training, the entire training program, and you dramatically change your life. You see massive gains in your income, and you come back and share your story with the community here, and hopefully at that time you will thank me later. Now, the second thing is this. You enroll yourself, and you start off strong, you're all gung-ho, and then you got busy, you got distracted along the way, and you end up doing nothing at all. Or, God forbid, you just found that this entire thing is not your thing, and that's totally okay. Sometimes it may happen, and if that ever happens, just let us know within 30 days and send us a note, and I want you to know, you're completely protected by my 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you're going to join our program and you really don't like it halfway or you can't follow through within that 30 days, there'll be no fuss, no harms, and truly no hard feelings. So you can get a full refund within that 30 days. Okay, so number one, either you get a crazy rich QiMen return or you get your money back. Either way, you will not lose. Here is what I truly recommend. And if you're really, really undecided, then don't try and decide now. Why not you just try the program? Click on the button below, join the program, and within 30 days, see for yourself how things work out. You will get instant access to all my work, and you'll see all the materials, all the training. You already got this far, and you've seen some of this training. You get a lot more, and see what the program can do for you. And if you like it, continue with it. If not, then you know what to do, right? It's just you're just one click away from total transformation. So please scroll down this page right now, click on the button, and join me just for now. Try it for yourself, make that change. Now, for those of you who are already going to the page right now, thank you so much for joining me in this program. Let me tell you a story for those of you who are still on the verge of deciding. While I wait for you guys, we still have a question and answer session after this. We're going to have a debrief, and we're going to be talking, and we still have prizes to give away. So while you're still waiting for that, let me tell you a story from the continuation from the desert story we heard later on. So at the same desert, I want to show you this picture of the desert, and it's really hot, and as you can see, the sun is scorching, and the floor is really cracking. And there was this guy who didn't find the oasis, and he was really looking to get back to the city, and he was really lost in the hot desert. And so this guy was walking and walking and walking, and he's losing energy, is in the heat, is sweating, and he doesn't have any water left. He's been out of water for quite some time now, and at some point he felt like he's almost giving up. Okay, so as he looked over the mountains, he discovered that, hey, that looks like a cave at the mountains. So, with whatever energy he has left, he tried to walk as much as possible, crawl his way, and all the way he make it to the cave. And so, lo and behold, it was a cave indeed. And so he went into the cave, and now it's much cooler, and he's resting a bit, but really thinking of how he's going to make it out of this desert. Now, he was looking around the cave with whatever energy he's left, and he discovered that at a corner of the cave there was actually a pump. And this pump here looks like it's not been used for a long time, but hey, what's the pump for? What the pump for is obviously to pump water. So now he looks at the pump and he says, this must be a sign from the gods that he's praying to, or this universe. He's been hoping for, water, and now there's this pump. And so he started pumping and pumping and pumping and pumping, and there was no water after like 10, 20 minutes pumping. And he was more than tired than before, and is even more thirstier than before. He felt like dying. And so he fell onto the floor, almost taking his last breath, and then on the side of his hand, he touched what seemed to be a bottle. And so he moved the sand around, and he discovered that there was indeed a bottle. And inside the bottle, there was water. So he was so happy that, another wish of his come true. There was water miraculously found in that cave. And so he took that bottle, and almost he wanted to drink that water, and then he saw a note that is attached to this bottle of water. And on that piece of note, it says, pour all the water in this bottle into the pump to start the pump. Now, let me ask you this question. If you are this person in that cave, thirsty, tired, and you saw this bottle of water, and you have an instruction to pour everything onto the pump or to get it working, or you can drink that water and survive right now, which would be your choice? Why don't you write your answer on the chat room right now? Let me have a look at the answer. What do you think? Okay, now you got to pour everything, or you can drink the water. You can choose either A or B. Okay, because you know that if you don't pour the water, the machine might not work. And if you drink all the water, you possibly have to make it out of this desert alive. Okay, choose one. I know some of you are thinking, I'm going to drink a little bit and pour a little bit and test it and see. But let's be real here, right? You got to go all the way, or you don't go at all. All right, let me tell you what really happened. So after some time contemplating this, he finally decided that he probably would die anyway. So he decided to follow the instructions and pour everything onto the pump. Okay, so after he poured in the pump, he started pumping and pumping and pumping. And for the first couple of minutes, he thought, oh shit, nothing is happening, all right? But he thought, you know what, I'm just giving it my all. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to pour all my energy in. I'm going to keep the faith and see what happens. And after 10 minutes of almost being exhausted, almost to the point of dying, water started pouring out from that pump. And all of a sudden, he saw hope, and he saw that his prayers was answered. And so he drank to his heart's content and even took a shower. Now he felt fully energized. And so now he took his own bottle and filled up his own bottle, and then he searched around, now that water is pumping, and actually below where where he found the bottle of water earlier on, there was actually a note that's still covered in the sand. So he took out this piece of note, and it says, "Thank you for having faith. Please fill up this bottle of water for the next traveler." And below this note, there was another piece of paper. So that piece of paper actually is the map, and that map itself points out to exactly where the city is, where he needs to go. And had he not taken that leap of faith in pouring that water on the pump, he would have gone the wrong way and he would have died anyway. Had he drank the water and moved on, he might have gone the wrong way and died anyway. But because of this, now he filled up his own bottle, had enough water, he knows the shortest way to the city, he is safe. And so he filled up the bottle of water as instructed. He now put it back in the original position, but he did one thing. He took out his pen and wrote on the note, on the instruction itself, "Have faith." And he buried that note below the water for the next person who's coming here. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of us are in the verge of making decisions, and sometimes, like this person in this story, a lot of us are in crossroads of our life, not knowing what's the best decision. And all it really takes is that small leap of faith to change one's entire destiny. So I hope at this stage, you will also make that leap of faith and decide to join me in this year's QiMen Academy. So one last thing here. This offer will automatically expire at midnight on the 31st of August. That's less than 3 days from now. And once it expires, you won't be able to see a bundle like this again. And even in the opening of our annual QiMen Academy a couple of weeks from now, the QiMen Divinity program and all the bonuses that we talk about will not be the same. It will not be here as mentioned for you guys. The time is now. I hope that we will take this journey together and master the art of QiMen Dunja. We're going to take a short break right now, and I'll see you in a few moments.
I'm actually a technical person and not spiritual, so that's why I actually collecting information to see if it's really work. And when I see the results, I start to test on my husband and co-workers, and I find a very good result. So they're progressing in a career, and they're progressing in the relationships, and I start to think about the QiMen more serious. I'm more like on a business, when to make a launch, how to launch, where look for the potential customers. So that part is more interesting for me. And I'm working with companies to launch their products, open up the business. If they want to make quick result and less bumpy road to your result, to your goal, you have to do something. So sitting on the one spot doesn't help anyone.
QiMen is something very strange. Before I know QiMen, I always think that QiMen is something that magic, You can never know the answer, and then it's so strange and so amazing. And they give you all the answer, from the 9 boxes, you can tell everything. Somebody read me a QiMen chart, and answered all my questions. I felt, my goosebumps all came out. So I'm saying, how did you read it from, this small chart? What is that, So I want to know. I don't want to keep on asking people for answer. I want to be able to find out the answer myself. That's why I go for QiMen. But QiMen is not a strange thing. I still don't know how to explain what QiMen is, but it's a very amazing or powerful tools for you to learn all the things, people, condition, environment, even the higher power, it will help you. I attended Thrive in 2017, And I was inspired by Eileen Yeo, who was on the stage sharing her story. And she is a housewife. And then she learned QiMen, 八字 and Feng Shui, raise the children to help her husband. I was so inspired. And then I said, yeah, I'm a housewife. So QiMen is not only for businessmen or people who are working. For housewives like me, it's useful too because I have 3 kids. So, and I want my kid future to be better. So I want to be able to help them when it comes to, a situation when they cannot make decisions. So I want to be able to help them. I think learning metaphysics somehow is very useful in any way, any aspect.
QiMen was the one that I would say had the quickest transformation for me. Datuk was telling us how to manifest, okay? And once I learned that, I'm like, ooh, that's how to tap in effectively. And I have been practicing manifestation almost daily. And that, to me, I felt had the quickest difference. Number one, my earnings doubled in a very short time, consider it 6 to 8 months. The other thing is people commented that my chi looks better, the way I look is more attractive. And all these little things, and it happened in a very short while. Okay, and miracles are possible. All right, QiMen is a tool for you to create miracles in your life. And if you wish and want to create miracles and have miracles come to you and bring miracles for other people, sign up for QiMen.
Just imagine that you have an opportunity and access to very deep knowledge and to the hidden information which you cannot find from any other source. And you are on the edge of the great discovery in your life, and you can become a better person, you can make better decisions, and you can lead better life with this knowledge. And anyway, you should learn it and you should try it, and you find a way to use it. You find a way to make it useful to you, because I guess it's different for everyone. Somebody needs more spiritual part, somebody needs more executional part. You will find your way. Just dive in. This is a huge space, I don't know, ocean of bliss, knowledge, and really, it's a bliss.
I always want to attend this QiMen course. It's very unique. This is a fantastic tools to do business, for business meeting, or if you are going to start your own business. This is a very fantastic tool to use. Every time I join the class, it energizes me. It gives me new ideas. It's fantastic. It transforms you. So I use QiMen to study about myself first. Know who am I? What I'm good in, what is my weak point, what is my opportunity, what's the threats. Then I reorganize my company. Okay, those staff can work with me. Those who cannot work with me are using all QiMen. Okay? It works fantastically because now, as a boss, you don't go down to groundwork to work. You see, you dedicate. You have to find good people to do it. I use it, and it works now. I've been, I think it's about 6 months. It's good, and the result come back what I want is about achieve about 75% now. I'm very happy for that, you see.
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for enrolling in the upcoming QiMen Academy program. I really appreciate it. My team and I are really appreciative, and we welcome you to the new tribe. And let me pick some questions here, and hopefully this will help you guys make your decision quickly as well tonight. And the first one I can see now, put all your questions here. You can ask regarding the upcoming program, or you have questions relating to some of the stuff that we studied. I'm going to do my best to answer as many as possible. Okay, and not to worry, our coaches and everyone else is still here. We're going to do our best to answer as many as possible. As you can see, there's so many questions here. we'll need some time to go through all of them, but I'm going to pick a few that is interesting that I see right now. The first one here, all right, stop at Donnie, please. Donnie. All right. Quick question. I've been working for years and I just raised the funding for my startup. That's cool. I think this tool will be extremely useful to make decisions, but I'm worried I won't have enough time to catch up on trading. Please advise. Remember we said earlier on, time and money, you need the leverage. Don't work on the time, don't work on the money, work on the leverage. If once you have leverage, your time can 10x the money. Or if you invest money on the leverage, you can 10x your time. So the focus is always on the tool that can make you more time and more money. So this is how, you know, the successful people become successful in the first place. It's usually a chicken and egg situation. Which one comes first, right? Well, commit to one, and hopefully there will be a breakthrough. The thing about the system, the leverage right now, the unifying model, we have a systematic way of getting you there. So I totally am convinced that this could be the way, this is the way for you to make that breakthrough. So Donnie, I hope to see you in the QiMen Academy. And Tiara Ng, so happy to see the new bonuses, the recording, the live event. Yes, that's first time ever, right? So now we have a system. The 3-day event, we'll try our best to put it together for you guys who can't make it live to the event. I've attended your events, they're wonderful, love this, thank you. Am I in the top 100? You should know because the team is going to send you a congratulatory note if you make it to the top 100 to get the live, the recorded broadcast. So yeah, make sure you check on Tiara and see, okay? Teresa, I don't have Facebook. I can still enroll and watch the modules. You don't need Facebook. You just need to log online. There'll be a special site where all the training videos are there for you to watch it. You're going to get access to it and gradually, because it's the time-based thing where you can watch and learn and be at the right pace to master the subject. So yes, not a problem. Let's see, more questions. Bob Mess. Earlier you mentioned about the coaching from your team. I have a question. I'm a slow learner and I'm worried I can't catch up with other students if I enroll. Do not be worried, Bob, because you can repeat the lessons. Once the lessons are released, you can watch it and re-watch it, and then there's group coaching calls. So even as low as you are, there will be a pace where it's comfortable to you, because you can always watch it at a time that is comfortable for you, and you will be able to learn it because there's group coaching to help you understand the subject. So, you know, not to worry about. And this is James Lai. Is it James Lai? Yeah, James Lai. How will the module be conducted live again? If yes, what if I can't make it for the session? Will there be a replay? The training modules are, you can go online and watch it once they're released. I think you're referring to the live event. The live event is a 3-day event where it will be conducted, I think, in Malaysia sometime next year. Some of you are asking when. It should be either February or March, right? February or March. We're finalizing because it's a big event. And we are selling the tickets as well. So it will be next couple of months, because we haven't actually opened the enrollment right now, right? So once we open enrollment, then we probably know the numbers and then we can get the place. So it should be around March, February, March, around that period. And if you can't come for the live event, if you're part of the top 100, then you get a recast of the entire event. The main gist of it will be there, so you can actually watch it from your home. Okay, this is the first time we're doing it, because we're actually investing in the team that's actually going to do that for us, and that's why you can get it. But it's not going to be live. We're going to record the event, then release. Because during a live event, I want you to know, because there are breaks in between, and there's a lot of movements, and then there's a lot of music and all that going on. So you don't want to be in that you know, you're going to watch like 30 minutes of doing nothing, right? So we're going to just put you the main core stage. When we are on stage, we record the sessions and we let you see that. And the Q&As, they are interesting. So anyway, more details when that is released. You just want to be part of the first 100 first, all right? So get in quickly. Peggy L, and I just enrolled in a Divinity program. That's great. Don't want to miss the chance of having a Zoom meeting with you. Well, if you enrolled yesterday, then yes, all right, you'll be in a Zoom meeting. I'm doing a full-time job and also freelancing. If you're doing a full-time job and freelancing, you are focusing too much on the time side. You got to focus on the leverage, right? But that's great. You're in the right place. I'm concerned I won't have time to study and focus completely. Can I ask you a personal question during the meeting? Yes, you can, okay? Yes, you can. In fact, all you need is about an hour a week. Right? If you dedicate an hour a week on the leverage, which is the unifying model, that will allow you to study and master the subject. That's it. All right? I'm sure you can squeeze out 1 hour a week, right? Okay, Jimmy Sue. Jimmy Sue is saying, I'm taking the leap of faith. I'm in. Great, Jimmy. Welcome to the QiMen Academy. Thank you so much for taking the leap of faith. Let's see. Next question is Alan S. All right. I'm scared. I can't follow the modules. I'm very beginner in QiMen, but I've been enjoying this lesson so far. Not to worry. If you're part of this package right now, you actually have the core basic modules as well as part of the package, as you could see. You actually get the core modules. So if you're a beginner, that covers, it got you covered. No worries. Okay. Lily has this question. Is Lily Geneva? Is that Lily Geneva? All right. I think it's Geneva. Yeah. Do we have more modules that will be covered in the real QiMen Divinity product? I really want to know. Yes, we have more modules. I haven't decided what it is, but it will be based on the questions that we see, and then we will be producing it. Okay. Lily Geneva. It's nice name. All right. And finally, we have this from Antonio B. I'm not sure. Is it Antonio? Yeah, Antonio B. Yeah, can I learn this by reading a book? No, you cannot, because it's not in my books. So unfortunately, the only way is to be in the program, and it's much better than reading a book, because the program is tailored into teaching you to master this subject. So hope you will join us. This is great. 1997 in exchange for $20,000 worth of value. This is the one-time offer for the next couple of days. I hope you will make that decision. All right, so next couple of questions. I will be asking a question and you answer me. And then I'll be giving away, copies of our books here, okay, as promised. All right. Now, in the QiMen Oracle, which component? This is the QiMen Oracle. In the QiMen Oracle, which component represents wealth? Now, if you've been paying attention, you should know. I shall give you 3 choices. A, death door. B, oppressor. C, banker. Which one is it? Key your answers in the chat, and you shall receive a copy of the Oracle. That's right. A, B, or C? Is this A, B, or C? All right. A, death door. B, oppressor. C, banker. Which one is it? And the answer is C. Congratulations, Lina Ong. I see Lina. I know a lot of you are answering C, but I can only choose a couple of here. Lina Ong is good. And then next one has a C. I see David Lim Kok Ming. Nice. And Javier Tan Sing Chu. See, full name works out well. So you guys, Jaden, send this to them. Contact them privately, please. Okay. And send them a copy. All right, next question. You ready? This is the big one. This is the big one. All right, you guys get ready. We have only 5 copies. Okay, so here we go. First one, in the QiMen Oracle, which component represents relationships? Which component represents relationship? And the answers are A, aggressor, B, destructor, or C, triumph. Which one is it? A, aggressor, B, destructor, or C, triumph? A, B, or C? Key it right here. All right, see, more answers, come on. Good, keep them coming in, all right. And the prize, the QiMen Compendium, let me tell you a little bit about it. This contains a lot of information about classical QiMen. Basically, it tells you how to plot the charts and all that. So if you want to learn how to plot the charts, the traditional way, everything is in here. And this prize goes to, and the answer is C, that's right. Mary Barron. Mary Barron, you just won yourself a QiMen Dunja Compendium 2nd edition. Congratulations, Mary Barron. And the next answer is Cheryl Chin. All right, Cheryl Chin gets the answer. Cheryl Chin, all right. So we have here Cheryl Chin. And lastly, all right, keep them coming. Lawrence Feely, Lawrence Feely. Good. The answer is C, that's correct. And here we go. Nice. Congratulations. So there's 3 of you. Now we have 2 more. And the last 2 will get tickets, 1 ticket to our QiMen Academy live held either in Kuala Lumpur or Malaysia next year. Okay, so this is it. You get ready for it. Last, there's 2 more, and the question is, get ready. The question is, in the QiMen Oracle, this QiMen Oracle, which component represents the asker? Which component represents the asker? Are you ready for it? The first one is the A is the month stamp, B the day stamp, and C the hour stamp. And the answer is, key it right here, key it right here. Okay. And the prize ticket goes to Janine Lunas. Janine Lunas, the correct answer is indeed the hour stamp. Some of you are saying the day stamp. That's wrong. Day stamp is for forecasting. Okay, this hour stamp, because you have a minute stamp as well, so hour stamp represents the asker. You are absolutely right, Janine. The answer is C. And so you got it. And the next person who has the answer is, and the last prize goes to Esni what? Morn? I can't pronounce the last name. M-O-R-N-G. Okay, that's the answer. All right. So please, thank you. Congratulations to Esni. You just won a ticket to the QiMen Academy Live, next QiMen Academy Live that will be held either in Singapore or in Malaysia next year. All right, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this session or these 4 days with us. And please don't let the journey end. Don't let the journey end. This is just the starting point. You have now been introduced to QiMen Dunja, particularly QiMen Divinity. And, take your journey. Take this next step. Take this, leap of faith. Really, spend time working on this leverage, because this leverage would really transform the time and money aspect of your life. So time is no longer equals to money. You have a leverage over this. So, or maybe your money can be used more effectively to create more time for your family, for your dreams, to make a true difference in your life or other people's lives. I want to thank you on behalf of my team that is here tonight. Thank you so much for being with us in the last 4 days. We have thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. I've enjoyed myself, and I sincerely hope to see you in the next QiMen Academy. And enrollments are officially open just for you guys right now in the special private training room, and they will close. They will close on the 31st of August. Thank you so much for being part of this program, and I truly hope to see you inside the QiMen Academy. Thank you.